Hey there! Welcome to tonight's episode of Loot Die Repeat. And I'm hearing an echo, which means someone's got their sound on.
My bad.
So you need to turn that off. Okay, very good. Clearly, we're schmucks, because we can't even get a production right.
Cut.
Losers. All right, well, we are glad you're here with us to primarily laugh at us, because we get it. We don't know what we're doing. But we hope that you enjoy our shenanigans as we roll some dice, we do some collaborative storytelling, and do a lot of laughing with and at each other, which we like to call Dungeons and Dragons. So thanks for being here tonight, and we appreciate you supporting the show as it continues to grow. As a way of saying thank you, we are going to give away some of these things right over here to my right. And you will see we got some sweet purple dice along with a, I think 3 little medium figures, 2 halflings, and I can't remember what the other one was. Another PC miniature in there. And if we get 3 new subs tonight, we'll give away that Onkeg kind of bug creature. And we are on our way towards giving away that big old dragon as well. So we appreciate you supporting the show. You also can cheer bits, and if you type in !rewards, it shows all of the different rewards that you can give to our players through the cheering of your bits. Well, if you would like to catch any of the past episodes, you can go on YouTube. They're all up there. And today we are on episode 10. So we got 10 episodes down on this brand new campaign as we continue to try to improve our production and get our sound dialed in and the video dialed in and make some visual upgrades to the display. We got some sweet art that is in creation right now that we look forward to rolling out very soon. And if you are an artist, we would love for you to make your own art and then share it with us. We have a Twitter handle that you can share it to at @LootDieRepeat. We have an Instagram account, LDR_DM, that you can tag us in. And heck, you can just email it to us, info@LootDieRepeat, and we would love to connect with you and share it with the rest of the community. Well, we have finally gotten back our long-lost brother, Austin, from having a little wonderful bouncing baby boy. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
And it is such a joy, so congratulations. And we now are back to a full party as our monk June has decided to stay on and tolerate us a little bit longer. We'll see how long it takes for us to run her off the show. But until then, we will enjoy your company, Carissa. All right. So we are gonna pick things up as we've you guys have completed a little story arc to find your lost friend and now continue things from there. So without further ado, we are gonna jump into our recap as we discuss what has gone on before. And so, the Shades, number of adventurers gathered together at the hands of Morthos, the Grey Hand of Vajra Safar, and who has sent them on a quest to put an end to the growing storm that is developing above the Anarok Desert. And she has directed them to explore the city of Serloon along the coast of the Sea of Fallen Stars in order to track the strange happenings that have been going on there in hopes that they might lead to insight and information as to what is going on in the Anarok Desert. While investigating the city, their friend Killion was kidnapped alongside of Morthos and JB. Morthos escaped, and the team was able to quickly rescue JB from a prison in the sewers, but they needed to rely on the expertise of one Kelson Mayer, leader of a thief organization known as the Night Knives in the city, who also sometimes works with the city guard known as the Watchers. Apparently there's a turf war going on between the Zentarum, a new gang that is moving in to try to take possession of the city, and the Night Knives, and the Zents were trying to take Kelson out of the picture. And so having kidnapped Killion and the party, now with Kelson's assistance, having tracked him to a cave deep in the Serloon Wood, the party stealthily infiltrated the base, made their way to the final chamber with some clever trickery and illusion, and confronted the Zentarum who had kidnapped their friend Killion. And after trying to negotiate for his release and the Zentarum asking for a trade, Kelson's life for Killion's, which some of the members of the party were happy to oblige, JB refused to negotiate with the Zentarum. His previous organization that had blackmailed him into assisting them, and a battle ensued. And as the leader recognized that his friends and comrades in the Zentarum were falling maltoro baranziaro, he fled the battle after having focused on Rubius, clearly having some history with him.
His mistake.
And now, having rescued Killion, the Shades, breathing heavy sighs of relief, and everyone now actually conscious, except for Killion, who is still stable, yet unconscious. The cave is still. The blood of the Etten and the Jackalware and the various Zentarum thugs pool on the cold stone. You hear the trickle of water down the cave walls and the fleeing footsteps out the back of the entrance to whereabouts unknown. You all kind of look at each other as the action comes to an end. The small halfling, Kelson, breathing heavy, wiping off blood from his blade, stowing it, and taking you all in with his eyes resting in a glare at Oliver.
Whew, I'll tell you what, guys. That could have gone better, but it could have gone worse. All in all, like a B+ effort. Yeah.
Does anyone have any healing left? Killion is not very responsive.
Oh yeah. Be healed.
And so as you reach down, your hand flashes with light, and there is the healing essence that flows into Killion as 9 points of restorative power flow into your body. With a deep breath, his eyes come open, and
he sees Ray hovering over on top of her.
The scars that are down his side are glowing a greenish kind of gold, and Ray, with wide eyes, is staring worriedly directly into your face.
Killion! I miss you so much! And I just pick him up. I'm never letting you go ever again. I'm just gonna follow you around everywhere, so wherever you go, I have to go. I miss you so much.
Gently, can you? I'm a little sore.
She picks him up like a little baby.
Oh my goodness! It is. Thank you. It's so good to see you all. I wasn't sure that we'd ever meet again. I'm so happy to see you. It's incredible what caring relationships can do. We just met like, I don't even know, not that long ago, and here you all are risking your lives to find me, and that's just incredible. I thank each one of you for all of your special talents that you have, and the way that you came after me. I'm just gonna rest here for a minute if you don't mind.
We missed you so much, Killian. And Ray's gonna just start sobbing, and you just get splashed because she's holding you like a baby. You are getting splashed with her tears.
I'm just resting in her bosom though, just like so tired.
Very good. So they're being cradled. The rest of the party
Just letting it happen.
is just watching, and in their own way, each of them sharing in the same emotion and relief that Ray is.
Guys, I know this is a bad cave, but are there more monsters out? Cause I'm kind of hurting, and I don't think Killian can make it. And I really mostly care about Killian. Like, I mean, I'll die trying to protect him, but I think we're kind of all gonna die if we try to fight more bad guys right now. As you see like a tearing gash in her side that's just bleeding profusely.
Jeez. Did you know you're bleeding out your side?
I feel nothing.
That's a 3-foot
All that
wound.
matters is Killian. Don't matter about me.
And as Ray, as the emotions wear out from Killian coming to and your rage wearing off, you actually do begin to feel something.
You kind of see her just shake her head, and you see her like slouch her shoulders a little bit and then stand up really tall because she's holding Killian, and then her shoulders kind of drape down a little bit, and it takes a little bit longer to get her shoulders back up.
June moves to your side and is like already holding her own side where she has her own gash, and you see her take her hand off to put it on yours to staunch it, realize that she has a gash too, and then like configure both hands so that I'm just stopping the blood flow for both of us.
Just combining blood there.
What do I know about?
Now we're blood sisters.
I say, I might have looked like you or worse if it wasn't for you, Kelson.
Well, I saw that Zentarum thug coming after you, and I knew he was going to stick you, so if I didn't act, and I knew that with your magical abilities, this party would have far less of a chance to overcome that enemy. And so I acted as we agreed.
What are you getting at?
Hold on, Kelson, I don't agree that that's how we agreed. You did not. You specifically agreed not to put yourself in harm's way for us, but you did, and I appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate your recognition, but I do not appreciate this tabaxi
It's a tabaxi.
immediately offering me up in bait as trade for your friend. No offense,
We obviously weren't
My
going to
name's
do
Killian.
Killian, yes,
yeah,
Kelson.
Kelson, nice to meet
Kelson
you.
Mayer.
Have you never played
Thank you
poker?
again for your help.
No,
It's a bluff.
He
listen,
was using you as a chip.
listen, don't, just stop.
Yeah,
Just stop. Stop.
Stop what?
Stop trying to justify the fact that, and I quote,
You have a great memory if you remember this.
I
in the heat
did
of the battle.
all right.
I also
Yeah, that
remember
sounds
this.
good to me. It's pretty simple. We have this guy that we don't trust. Hand him over. Sounds good to me. End quote.
That does sound like something I would say. It does. But what did it allow us to do?
Get attacked.
No.
Well,
You missed it. What did JB do before they could position themselves?
Loose arrows at Morthos while he unleashed an effective spell. Granted.
It allowed them to not get into complete position because we kept them talking. Obviously, we weren't going to give you away like that.
I let him kick my ass for you.
I saw that.
You think I didn't want to kill him? I didn't because of you.
I've got to be honest with you.
If I killed their leader, they would have turned on us immediately.
That's
tricks.
probably true, but I got to be honest with you. I thought you were gonna hand them over.
No.
I was just acting because they started moving, in a tactful,
Tactful.
in a skilled and planned manner.
Yeah.
Fighting isn't skilled. Fighting
And I
is you just
knew
run up and hit
I
someone.
needed to respond, but
Yeah. And you did a great job.
I understand your feelings, Kelson. I certainly
I
do.
think the rational position would have been trading an item for a person, not a person for a person.
Oliver, is it your contention that you were simply trying to negotiate and you were not honest in your desire to hand me over? You really expect me to believe that?
I don't care if you believe it or not, quite frankly. That's what I'm telling you. That's up to you to decide whether you want to believe it or not.
Roll an intimidation check.
20, unnatural.
Nice.
His eyes kind of... His eyes go small as Bart is kind of like... Looming down as you're just smiling and Bart's kind of like pressing in. He looks at you, he looks to Bart, looks back. Well, at least I wasn't the only one who misunderstood your intentions.
I did. However, I would say this. For saving my life, which you most certainly did, personally, I don't know about the group. We have not talked about this yet. I would like to side with your organization for future defense against the Zentaro. For I have much knowledge about their goings and comings.
Well, you certainly are all useful in battle, and despite your dysfunction, well, you make a good team. I'll give you that.
High five.
And Morthos, if you're the one who leads this crew, I commend your initiative in leading them into the mall, taking the front line and taking all those arrow shots.
He did a great job.
All the arrows.
Every arrow twice. Hit him in the face. And it's
After
still standing.
restrung bows like 4 times.
Yeah.
I don't know.
In fact, I still think that there are a couple back here.
Oh, yeah, let me get that. Bart reaches over and yanks one out.
June punches the other one.
I don't know what you are or how you do what you do. You have a blindfold over your eyes, and yet you still have some sort of otherworldly sight. I'll tell you what, JB. I may have something for you that would certainly confirm your intentions. He kind of just gives you a sideways glance, but looks away quickly from Oliver.
Still smiling at him.
But before I lay that out for you, I would agree with the little big miss here that it's probably good that we rest, especially with friend Killion here. I know what it's like to be in that position, trust me. So, I'm happy to just, if you don't mind, stay the night with you here, unless you are intending on making the long trek back to Saloon. I would not recommend.
I'm glad someone said it.
Sleeping in the cave.
Ray literally just lays down. She puts Killian next to her, and her one arm is just holding on to his tunic.
You can lay down, Kelson. I'll watch you.
I have been
Ray's asleep by this point.
thinking about this.
She was exhausted.
Do you think we could set up camp outside the cave instead of inside the cave? Maybe around the back, just in case some of the Zentarum come back in the night and all their people are dead and we're sleeping and then we become dead.
Do you have ways to secure a campsite in the dark hours of the night? There are plenty of creatures that roam these woods, and we traveled by light of day. I would not recommend, although capable as you are, it seems that perhaps some of your energies were spent in this battle.
I will say, it does appear that there is only 2 ways in and out of this cave.
Is there a way that maybe we could block
and as you're saying that, you hear as a cloud of dirt and smoke
comes out
puffs out the back as they caved in the back entrance as the last one made their way out.
Okay, the way they ran out.
Yeah.
We would have to go back through the
The
trap.
way we came in.
All right.
Well, now I believe there is only one way in or out. It is quite defendable should we need it. I believe resting here is probably the wisest. Not for any reason other than the fact that I don't think I would make it out of here myself.
Yeah. I'm hurting. Not as bad as you, but
You know, taking
Was her.
all of the arrows took
twice.
its toll.
Twice. Yeah.
While they're talking, can I investigate the bodies that are like scattered everywhere?
Why, yes, you can. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Come on, new dice.
Would I've seen anything that I could help her with?
Are you
sleeping?
Are you freeing
Ray
yourself
is
from Ray's
fully
grasp?
Ray is fully asleep with a tight grasp on your tunic, so you would have to struggle against a sleeping Ray.
Or take off
I'll
the
just take
tunic.
off the tunic.
You carefully unclip your cape and
I put my pack underneath it though, so that she still
Indiana
feels
Jones.
like
Aw.
feels. Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
okay, and you make your way out. What did you roll?
15.
15 for June.
Not bad.
You
Not bad for first dice.
go to the bodies of the were-rats. There's just old daggers on each of them, ragged clothes. You go to the Etten, and there is two large clubs that lie at the side of this two-headed creature, which was thoroughly bludgeoned and pierced by many of you.
I have its heart still, by the way.
You have its heart, which is now completely... You're making this a habit of pulling hearts out of things.
You know, you never know when you'll need a heart
First a
transplant.
Drider, then an Etten.
Twice doesn't yet make a habit.
Exactly.
You do find
Just a
a
coincidence.
pouch that it has within a pouch. So it has a sack, and inside that sack are like half-eaten goat's legs with like basically raw,
Yummy.
and some rocks that glitter and almost like quartz or something like this. But then there's a pouch inside of it with a neatly wrapped leather string that you kind of fish out and pull open, and there is a symbol of a flying snake on the pouch. And inside the pouch you find 7 large nuggets, unrefined gold. And you guess that the value of each nugget is worth somewhere in the range of 100 gold.
Oh.
As you go to the bodies of the felled Zentarum who didn't make it out, who were unable to flee, you do find 1 minor healing potion. And as you are kind of looking around, Killion walks up to you, and he kind of doesn't really know you very well, because you only had the briefest of time together on the Broken Sea ship, and there really wasn't a lot of conversation. It was, you flashed in, you made sure you weren't an enemy because you were with Rubius, you went and took care of the Drider below deck, and then he got kidnapped on the way back. So you really don't have any rapport other than it's now 3 days later and she's still with your group helping them. So that's a good sign.
With all of their insight abilities.
Right, exactly. With all their insight.
She checked out. I asked her if she was bad. She said no, and I was like, "Yes, that tracks."
You do lead her over to several crates that you recognized. They were cataloging and kind of storing, and as you open them up, you see one crate has many pairs of fine clothes. One crate has a bunch of ingots of iron ready to be smelted and used for whatever sort of metalwork would be done. You see another crate which has all kinds of like spices and things. Essentially, there's about 8 to 10 crates of different types of trade goods, and within one of those crates you find another pouch of gold, just straight gold, with there's 140 pieces of gold. And so you know that the person who was the most well endowed in this group
Was the Etten.
in one sense of that term. Most well endowed financially
Specify.
was Maltoro. And he got away. So that is what you find. You do know that the goods that were in here were brought here by Zemni, the were-rat.
The Whiteford one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just found, it looks like gold, but it's not been smelted yet. There's 7 pieces here. I think it would be fair if we handed them out, according to the presence of our members. And I'm gonna go around and I'm just gonna pass out. There's 7, right? Yeah, so yeah, we're good. So everybody gets 1 chunk of unrefined gold. And then I also have 140. And I'm just gonna take 10 of it and then just pass it down the line and everybody can take what they want from it and keep going. So I have 10, 110. I'm gonna hand it to you, JB, and you can take what you need.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be 20 a person?
Live for everyone to see.
Literally, just stung my finger.
B just stung you?
Yeah.
Nature loves you, Rubius.
I can't seem to get away from it.
Came down into the cave and stung you.
So, you said, is it fair to put that nugget as 100 gold effectively in this system?
No.
Okay, so
you would need
1
to.
nugget of gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave you the value so that you know the approximate that you could try to trade it for, or
You know,
Buy
I know
some.
a place where we could get some really cool items for this nugget of gold. Same place I got the jelly beans in the button. You heard that right, Kelson. A button.
where exactly are you talking about? In Sealuna, I presume?
Oh, yeah. Her name's Lenya.
Oh,
You know her?
at the Torn Vale.
Yep, that's it.
She's a bit out there,
She's weird, right?
but she does regularly come across interesting trinkets and
Like this button.
what about that button?
It's just a nice button.
Okay.
And it does this. Knots button. Oh, she's asleep. Knots button. Forget it. Maybe tomorrow.
Right. All right. Well, anything else you wish to discuss?
I mean, I'd love to talk to this guy. Like, what the hell happened? You were gone for 3 days? Surely they, like...
Oh, they did terrible things. I'd rather not talk about the specifics. I think they took a couple of other of us. It was Morthos and JB. You guys got taken as well. It was kind of blurry. Are you guys all right?
Yeah, fortunately, I was able to make an escape almost immediately.
I don't doubt it. You're very shifty
Yes.
in a good way.
And
Well, the rest of them did come and rescue me,
And you're doing all right, sir?
relatively.
Okay. Well, I just again want to thank you for coming. If they did anything to you like they did to me, I know that you had endured much pain, and so
what were they looking for? Or
Yeah.
why did they take us?
It
Did they
couldn't
give
just
you
be to
anything?
get to him.
well, he is definitely a part of their nefarious works. They did ask me a lot of personal questions about my past. They were looking for some of my. You guys know that I was an adventurer at one time, and they were asking me about my old adventuring clan, the Wondrous Seven.
I remember you saying something about them.
Yeah, and so they were really asking about one of our missions. Really, it would have been our last mission together, the last time I saw any of my comrades. And really what that mission did was shape my life, and we can talk about that at another time, but they really were interested in that for some reason, and I think it's because of what we saw there, what I saw there. And
What would you see?
Oh, well,
I mean, if you talk to them about it, now's as good a time as any to talk
I
to
didn't.
us.
I didn't talk to them about it. They were asking. It's
My
kind
statement still stands.
While he's talking, I'm gonna go over to where the fine clothes that you described were, and I'm just gonna take one of them and rip it into like strips, like a bandage, and then bring it back to Killian and just start like wrapping up visible wounds on his arm and torso. I'm just helping you out there.
of. Oh, I appreciate that. There's no poison on this, is there?
Not that I know of.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure.
No, she checks out. I asked her, is she a good person?
I probably didn't incite her at the beginning because you were playing, but I'd like to just.
Sure. Go ahead and roll an insight check.
So I just rolled a natural 20. So
To do what?
To
Ray
wake up.
wakes up and she goes, "Kid, where did you go?" And she starts sobbing, and then she starts running around the cave going, "Kid, kid!" And then she sees him and she shakes him. "Don't leave me like that again!
Gentle,
Where did you go? I'm
I'm
so
okay.
worried. I got a little bit woken up by the linens, and then you weren't there, and I just missed you
It's
so
okay.
much."
I'm right here. You can go and rest. I'm okay.
was a nightmare again.
It's okay. You can go sleep and rest. I'll be okay.
You won't leave me?
I'm not gonna leave you. I didn't leave you last time they took me, and we're back together. You know, things have a way of working out that way, especially when you're so strong and you fight for me like you did. I really appreciate it. But you can rest now.
Always.
It's okay. It's okay.
Ray's gonna go back to me.
And
At everything, I was just rolling to see if I would wake up because of the noise.
I love it.
very good.
So as I was saying, on our last mission, we were looking for something that we had heard is of a very deep magic, a very powerful magic. As you do when you adventure, you like to go look for things, and we had come to a conclusion in our lives that we were kind of the end-all be-all, and we wanted to just gain more fame and more power. Again, we all have our past and we make mistakes, and I would say that as I set out on this mission, it was with wrong intentions, but everything does happen for a reason, and it is why I'm here today. But so we set out looking for this magical item, as we thought it was, and
What was it?
well, so that it was a long journey, and when we got up there, there was nothing on the top of this mountain that we found.
You climbed a mountain? and there was
Climbed a whole
nothing there?
mountain. There was nothing there, and then in the midst of us was what I can describe as the most glorious and frightening lion of all time. You guys know what a lion is?
It's when someone doesn't tell the truth.
No, a lion, like a roar.
That's the act
It's
of
like
not
all
telling
of
the
it,
truth.
except slightly less scary.
It's actually what the cat lord looks like.
Oh,
He looks like a lion. Yeah.
so we set out to defeat this lion, thinking that he was the guardian of.
The cat lord?
Well, I don't think he was the cat
Well,
lord.
it had to be if it was the most majestic and terrifying lion you've ever seen in your life.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know nothing about the cat lord. I
mean,
do know about
Like
this.
Kelson said to me, quote, word for word, as we were entering combat, what I said. I just said what you just said. And if that's what you just said, did you try to kill the cat lord?
Well, will you let me finish my story?
Yeah, alright.
All right. So, we were.
Bart is like intently like right at your face, listening and hanging on every one of your words.
That's because I'm a great storyteller,
He's
obviously.
good, Bart. Yeah, he's good.
So we get to the top, and I'm leaving all out. I'll tell this at a different time, just because this is a lot to tell.
I mean, I'd like to hear the
Oh, you
whole
want to
thing.
hear the whole thing? Okay, well then let me pull up my story.
I would appreciate that.
So
Ray is fast to sleep at you.
June is falling asleep now.
Wow. Okay. Well,
I
that
am
makes
not.
sense.
This is a great story.
Thank you. Thank
I'm
you.
going to take it for my own. Unless you killed the cat lord.
No, we did not kill this being that we were there.
Good.
So we're at the summit of this mountain, and the lion shows up. Not like well, you get it, the lion, and not knowing what he was, we attacked. Again, trying to find the magical item, and
Reasonable choice.
yes, and the lion was. We were well outmatched, I would say, as and to not toot my own horn, we were not called wondrous for no reason. We were quite the adventurers, and all 6 of my comrades were defeated almost instantaneously, and I never saw them again. They were thrown off the mountain, and I do not know if they lived or died. I presumed that they have died since then.
Well, holy shit.
Yeah, that was kind of my reaction. Being a druid, I'm not usually the first one into the battle, but seeing what is happening, I transformed into an animal and went to attack as well. But instead of throwing me off of this mountain, the lion gave me my scars and wounded me. And so I thought I was dead. The scars right here.
It
you
makes
see.
sense.
Yeah. So from here down all the way to my side, I have these scars.
Did you seek out treatment?
Well, I thought I was dead. So I'm in this cave, and the lion is there, and I wake up, and now he's licking my wounds that he had given me.
That sounds like an infection.
The cat lord would do that.
He was healing me. Yeah.
He giveth and taketh away.
So as I woke up, I was in the midst of this incredible being I now knew was the magic that we were seeking out. It was not an item, but the lion himself. So he opened up his mouth, and he already knew my name. He said, "Killion, come and walk with me." I'm about to get stung by a bee.
Oh, it rhymed.
He said, "Walk with me," and he said, "Killion, I've watched you for a long time, and you have forgotten who you are, and where you came from, and what your purpose is. And much of creation has now, and it has been used and broken by those who can only see it as product to be used for their own gain, their own glory. The world has forgotten me," he said, and I looked at him like, I don't even know who you are, so I'd be included in that. The trees and the grass and everything has lost their color and their height and their voices long ago. And I said, "Trees talking, that's just silly." And
That is silly.
and he thought it was funny too, because he laughed. He laughed a lot, and I was like, "That's kind of scary, this lion laughing like that." But he said the trees were silly too, and I was like, "Well, trees are kind of silly. They look kind of silly."
Have you seen a weeping willow?
I have.
Yeah, they're weird.
I have. So I'm walking with this being, and I should say that on this mountaintop, everything was pristine. The most clear colors, the most fresh air, everything was, you could say, perfect.
I think you mean perfect. That's a bad joke. So yeah, all right.
I like it.
Thank you.
That was really, you're funny. So again, walking with the lion, I was troubled. This creature was good. You can instantly tell that. But I had nothing to be worried about. He was old and true, and walked the world around him, and everything he's touched seemed to come even to more full life and full color. And
Wait, didn't he throw your comrades off a mountain?
he did, and I was scared, but I knew that he had no longer come to hurt me. In fact, I asked him about it. If you would wait. Yeah, I did. I was troubled in my heart because I thought my crew had gone, and he hurt me and he killed them, and I was thinking these things as I was walking, and without me saying anything, he said, "Be calm. Your friends are not dead, but they were on the path to death. And now they will be faced with a choice to continue down that path or follow a new path. They have been cast out of this land, and their story is now their own. I'm not here to tell you it, but to rather talk about yours." So, you see, he had that telepathy thing or something.
He cast suggestion on you.
Maybe. So, long story short, this being had dismantled the Wanderer 7, but had given me a new purpose in my life. And so, as we went and talked, and he taught me about mercy and love and truth and all the things of the old world, I asked him about my scars, and I asked him why he did not kill me, and he said, I could have done that. I could have killed you, and I could have thrown you off the mountain like I did with your party, or swallowed you whole, but I did not do that because of mercy, but I struck you out of justice. And these two
Yes!
These two things,
That's it!
Justice and mercy, hang in a balance. They are not opposite, but two sides of the same coin. I showed you mercy by not killing you, or casting you even in the midst of our battle, because I know you, and I love you. And you heard my voice when I called you, but I must give you justice because you went against me and you forgot me, you hated me, and you stopped out of my voice. Yeah, see, I looked in the lion's face, and I instantly knew what he was talking about when it came to justice, because there was an incident. In order to get to the lion, I had to do things that I'm not proud of. I did lose my way. I tortured a young girl.
Oh, no.
I know. And I used us druids have, we can conjure a whip, and I had used that to get her to tell me the location of this great beast. And I struck her 3 times, from her ear down to her shoulder. So these 3 scars are a constant reminder of not only justice, but of mercy.
Because he's still alive.
Yeah. But I lost my way. And he then looked at me as I was crying, and he said, "It is finished now. What is done is done. And you and I will speak no more of it. And when you leave here, these scars are a reminder of mercy and justice, both of which are for the sake of your love, of my love for you." And we walked some more, and he then looked at me, and he said the words that Mr. Morthos had spoke to me at the very beginning of our journey, and that's now how I know that I'm supposed to be here. He said, "Killion, you have sought power and glory and wealth for a long time now, and you have found it all now in me. For I am the power, the glory, and full of riches a person needs. When you return, you will have a choice, as we all do at one time or another, to lay aside our own power, our own glory, and wealth to pick up what I have to offer. If you do choose to follow me, you will find it troubling at times, but do not fear or waver, and remember that I am with you. Walk with me." And that is the last things that I heard from him as I fell asleep, and the next day woke back up in the town of the little girl that I had whipped. So this is the long story that you guys wanted of the lion, who I believe is
The Cat Lord.
well, he may be called by different names to different people, because I think he is the beginning and the end. He is the most powerful thing that I've ever come across in my life, and I'm quite old, like I said, and have done quite a lot of things and met both evil and good. And so they asked me a lot about that story, and I was able to resist their torture because I believe they are, like we once were, seeking this magical being out of nefarious intent. But it does seem that they have made contact with some of my old crew, as they knew some details about the mountain and what I saw there, and just general things that nobody would have known unless they were with someone else. So they are definitely intent on finding this being, the lion himself. And so that is just one of many things that they had asked me. Are there any questions about my story before we move on to other things?
Perfect sense. No, I'm sorry. It does not make any sense.
I mean,
Agreed.
he met the Cat Lord. That's how the Cat Lord's described, 100%.
Did this lion give you a name?
He did not.
Sounds like a real straightforward creature.
Why you, of all of your comrades, would this lion choose to spare?
Well, when...
Did you not whip a girl in that village? Did any of your comrades do anything worse, or...
Oh, we had all done terrible things to get to where we were as the Wondrous Seven, both heroes and not heroes to some because of our selfish intents. But he said that he had spared me because I had heard his call when he spoke, that I had heard him when he spoke, and that I think was when I was young. I was taught about nature. I was taught about the right and wrong, and I had forgotten. But I had also think that when we were in that mountain, I was able to, although I went there to attack him, when you're in the presence of this being, you are instantly overcome with a choice of either hating him or loving him, and there was no hatred in my heart.
It's an amazing story.
I appreciate you sharing that with us. Those that captured me did have me for a day or so, and they asked me, well, first about me, but then they also asked about you and where you got those scars from. So I'm glad you didn't tell me previously, because I totally would have ratted you out.
Well, I appreciate you not doing that. They did ask me about a few of you as well, including you, JB, and why you left Westgate. And I was pretty honest with them. I said it's because you had learned that your wife had passed. But that's really all they wanted about you. They were quite interested in Morthos, obviously, because of the really cool things he gets to do with his Echo fighting. It's a super bright fighter thing, that he puts out. You do know that it's bright, right?
No.
Oh yeah, it's definitely
I see
radiant.
Like, legitimately the sun.
blinding?
We cannot sneak anywhere with you. Gotta work on that.
Yeah,
It kind of defeats the point of having a shadow.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it's not a shadow.
So, and then they did ask about Ray and what Storm Clan she's from and what Pride Ollie's from, and I didn't give them any of this information, as I wanted to make sure to protect some of their identity. They seem to know you, JB, and that's why I felt comfortable telling them why you left, unless you, because I think that's pretty honest.
Yes,
they didn't ask anything about June because, they didn't really know about you yet. And
That's how I prefer it.
Rubius, you were quite left out as well, which is probably a good thing. I don't know much about you, so
Neither does he.
and I would say that. There was some important information that I overheard. They did talk about our friend Kelson here. And how Respin, the leader of the Zent, is really trying to take over Mr. Kelson's Night Knives. That's quite a tongue twister of an organization you got there.
Didn't come up with the name. I simply came into possession of the leadership thereof.
So you know Respin, I assume, and
I know the name. I do not know
okay.
who that is or
yeah,
what it refers to.
He really wants you did. I didn't see him either, but they were
It was
constantly talking about
referred
him.
to as a he.
No. They just said Respin more. There
Because
was
that would be new information. We have yet to ascertain the sexuality of that.
Yes, actually, there is a pronoun here that he likes to identify as a he.
Okay, well that's good to know.
But there is a lady as well that they kept talking about, and
Yeah, we know about that.
oh yeah,
Yeah, remember the letter we got off of the ship from the Captain Tooth?
no, I don't remember that.
Oh, you don't? Yeah, from Captain Tooth's logs. He came here and docked.
You know of Captain Tooth?
You know Captain Tooth?
Continue.
Teeth? Tooth?
So, yeah, she's really interested in some kind of artifact. In fact, there's quite a bit of magical things around here that several people are interested in. For instance, they sent off one of their Etten friends to find a magical item guarded by some creature. They didn't really expect him to survive, though. So it must have been something pretty magical or pretty powerful guarding this thing. Even this Maltoro fella.
Oh, Marlboro. Yeah.
Yeah, he actually was quite kind to me, as much as you can, as captee relationship was.
I think that's the Stockholm Syndrome talking.
Maybe. But he was pretty civil. He just seems to be one of those gun for hire types. That he just wants to complete what he's been hired to do and then move on. But he's also quite interested in some powerful things around here, and I don't know what that is, but he would like to stick around, I think, if he could.
You know what? The strangest thing is, I felt like I knew him. And he knew me. Did you notice that?
He called you a
He
name.
called you by your name, Nazari.
It rings no bells.
Most things don't for you, but yeah,
Who was that? Who is Nazari?
that's you.
Does anyone know? Who's Nazari? Do tell.
Apparently that's you.
How could it be I'm Ruby's Thornbray?
Didn't you say the only reason you knew that is because there was a letter taped to your chest when you woke up in the woods saying, "I'm Ruby's Thornbray"?
Seemed quite believable at the
After
time.
he put you down, he walked over,
After a struggle.
stood over your body, and pointed directly at your head, and then decided to shoot elsewhere.
That's true,
At
Kelson.
me.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, it was a.
It was a bad shot. But the insult remains.
It's because he knew that the hunt was afoot. And he didn't want to end it so early.
I'll
Perhaps,
tell
but
you.
He seemed to have some sort of, I don't know if it was remorse, but almost a look of sorrow that you were even in that state.
He told me he remembered me.
Yeah, we all heard that.
Maybe
yeah.
we should find
Well,
him.
we did you kill him?
Ask him why.
No, he got away.
Oh, he got away. Oh, well, maybe we can.
I let
ask
him
some
live,
questions.
is what you
What
mean.
about the white Zimni, the white were rat? Did he get away too? Or do we
Yes, I believe he was the one that ran out the back.
Oh,
Right in the
Right
beginning.
away when we were negotiating over Kelson's life,
Yes.
that's when he ran away.
He in fact he said we heard this, or some of us heard it.
Rubius is the only one who
Rubius?
heard it.
I don't know.
I can tell you what you heard. I wrote it down.
Yeah.
well, he's kind of the leader of the lycanthropes. That's quite a word. Inside the Zent in this region, he's a one of those. He's kind of like JB. He goes like this, and magic things happen. And he did most of the really mean stuff to me. So I'd like to
end him?
No, just bring about some justice, if you will. Maybe figure out.
Right.
I need
Did
answers.
any of you remember which was the person who used that foul magic on me? But hit Morthos. Thank you for blocking that. Who was that? Was that Marlborough man
Yeah,
or...
it was Martolo Cologne. Yeah,
Yes.
He was nice to you.
that's what he. Yeah, isn't that what you said? He was kind.
Yeah, he was. He was. He was civil. If you. He didn't have much interest in the art of torture, if you will. There was. Again, I think he's more of a businessman than he is anything else.
Well, he's a hell of a shot.
Well, you
Well, if
said
it's-
he was seeking something of power.
Yeah, he seemed very interested in something powerful. He kind of talked about really wanting this job to be done so he can kind of go on a look for it.
Where was he heading?
I don't know. I don't know.
The Tooth was looking for an item as well, and he was supposed to meet the lady.
Oh
in the woods.
yeah.
He never got there.
How do you know that?
We stopped him.
Oh,
Where?
you know Captain. You know Captain Tooth as well.
Is he still alive?
I do want to insight Mr. Kelson here too as I'm talking to him.
He seems pretty good to me. Yeah.
Ooh, that's gonna be a good one. 26.
He is watching all of you and listening very intently, being very guarded, but you detect no deceit in anything he said.
Okay. Intentions towards us? Just
Oh, he is there. He knows the capabilities, as he said, the capabilities you have, and he seemed very genuine when he said that you could be useful instruments in this whole conflict.
okay.
Yeah, so we learned of Captain Tooth's contract with the Zentarum, which was really the Zentarum's contract with the lady. Apparently, Captain Tooth was bringing some item. We don't know what. We don't think it was a living thing. It was always referred to as an atom, as in something of, well, inanimate nature.
That's what I overheard as well.
And so when they made landfall and then they made their way through Saloon, we ambushed them in the woods and, well,
Did you get the item?
we did.
But you don't know what it is?
I forbade them to open it for fear of... I could not detect any sort of... Well, what it was. Nah, our wizard could not open the box in which it was contained.
Interesting.
And so we have it back at, well, our headquarters. However, Captain Tooth did get away. And, we've been scrying on him. And, well, we have the item safely secured so that it cannot be scryed upon.
Good.
But he is moving around a lot in the woods, and he seems to be going around a couple different areas. And, well, that was actually what I thought maybe you could all help us with.
I would like to find this captain. And I would like to help earn your trust.
Is it alive?
Yes.
In Ray's sleeping hair.
Ray
This
turns
is the second time a bee flew into my hair. You get it? Is it gone?
It,
Did it fly off?
like, flew off, but...
so.
It's totally pissed
I have
right
this
now.
pulsing, stinging pain in my hand right now.
It doesn't.
We
so
we did get a minor healing potion.
The bee ointment.
Is it gone?
Kelson.
Nope.
Okay.
Sorry,
Take it,
everybody.
take
This interlude is brought to you
Well,
by
that-
Burt's Bees.
You have earned a heroic moment.
He is saved
I just
Ray.
saved Molly's life.
Well,
That's
that...
right.
That...
Where's it?
That
You haven't
bee's...
killed it yet?
It has 6 lives.
It's hard to squish things
This is
into
why
this
Mom
rug.
doesn't love you.
The rug is quite plush. Anyway, well,
Kelson, might I have a word with you in private?
right now?
Right now, this instant.
What kind
I cannot
of
wait, it is important.
Oh, all right. I'll be right back.
Just follow me.
Okay. He follows you as you kind of go around.
I have questions, but I'll wait.
We'll come
Near-
back in a second.
near where the cave-in occurred at the back entrance. You kind of
I cannot wait another moment. Does the name Nazari mean anything to you?
That's a good question.
seeing as how I rolled a 1.
Might you roll again? Please, just for the purpose of the game.
No, I did hear him calling you that. I don't know if that's a title or your name or just some moniker by which he referred to you, but clearly he was using it towards you. That doesn't ring a bell to you?
It does not. I'm sorry to ruin the flow. I just needed to know. I know nothing of myself. Nothing.
Well, at least that's a thread to follow, or you could even track down this Maltoro fella.
Does Nazaro sound like a nice name to you?
Nazari?
Nazari, yes.
It's Maltoro Nazari.
Does it sound like a
Get the
nice name?
vowels.
Like someone who would have been enjoying bird watching in nature.
Well, insofar as he said that you were one of his adventuring companions, I don't think your purpose was watching birds.
Maybe they helped. That was their bird. That was the cataloger.
I think that's probably a bit naive.
That's what I do best.
So I've
Naivety?
seen.
All right, go back to them. They have questions. I just needed to know. I'm going to be here in the corner by myself.
Harumph.
So Kelson walks back around.
Oh, you back.
Yes. So anyway, if you could track down Captain Tooth,
I'd love to.
I would recommend you try to keep him alive and interrogate him as much as possible and see what he knows.
Yes, I would very much appreciate a shot at that box. I love to learn new things, and if I could open that for you, it would be my pleasure.
It's not very big. It's about like that. It's kind of small, so we're not quite sure what could go in there.
That's like a pen case. It's probably a pen.
Yeah, like a pen case, like something tubular fits in there, nice and
deep like, yeah?
nice and tight. Yes. So
Into the box. Yeah, got it. Cool.
So yeah, if you could find Captain Tooth, the last we were scrying on him, there were 3 locations that he was kind of reconnoitering.
Where are they?
First is the closest is the Sanguine Cathedral. It's
That does not sound fun.
it is not. It's well, there was an exorcism gone wrong there, so the story goes, and no one really goes around there anymore.
You know what? He's definitely going to be there. It's just how our luck works.
If that's the scariest place he talks about, most likely, yes.
All right, what's next, Bart?
Is this a kid's playground, the next one?
Oh, that's terrifying.
Then we're gonna go to the clown's house after that.
The next one is a old ruin along one of the old pathways through the wood known as the Geyser Inn. It was actually a bit of a resort for Saloon at one time, and then it just, well, in the war, it was the unfortunate location of a battle with the Netherese.
I'm sorry. Is it the guys are in?
Guys, like,
The guys are in? Or the guys are in?
I thought that was Lady Ray's
That's the
place.
ladder, yes, there. The
Oh,
ladder.
okay.
The ladder.
All right, all right.
Yes, the ladder.
Just wondering what kind of place this is.
So the geyser, like shooting water,
The guys are.
spouting
Guys are in.
forth.
Yeah,
no, I got you, yeah.
the guys are in.
And the third location is Fort Kivlan.
Fort Kivlan?
Fort Killion. It's like a waypoint out on the way to New Ordulan. Basically just it's a fort, but they allow wayfarers in through there.
Did like some horrible massacre happen and now it's overrun with ghosts, or?
No, it's run by a bunch of mercenaries who are on the payroll of the merchant lords within Zambia.
Oh, okay.
So they're not, Zambia doesn't have an official military outside of their city guards, so they just pay for them to maintain watch on the road. But as you've probably heard, rumors in the area, the roads have been getting more dangerous of late, so beats me what's going on there. So those would be the 3 locations I would encourage you to investigate.
Which one's closest? Just.
The Sanguine Cathedral.
Well, that's
Told
where
ya.
we go last.
Told you.
I would rather walk 5,000 miles away before we get there. And
Yeah, I
then 5,000 more.
I think we should head
just to
there
get to you.
first. First thing in the morning? Sanguine something?
It's
Yes.
probably like vampires or
First
something.
thing in the morning.
We cannot let this Tooth character get further into whatever he's doing.
He's our best lead.
If he has more info about the ongoings of the Zent and the lady in this town, we must hit
Yeah.
that
I
up.
would agree with that logic there. I think the lady is probably the leader of this nefarious work, and Respin is her right hand man, if you will. So let's. I would agree. Let's try to find her and put an end to all of this
And
destruction.
Is Zemni then Respin's right hand man?
I would think so. It's like right hand and then right hand, but he's not a man. He's like a kind of like a
You said he's a lycanthrope.
were rat thing.
Okay, interesting. So we kind of have organizational flow and structure.
I think so.
Yeah. So then Tooth is just a hired gun underneath all that.
Yeah, I don't think he's like. So if we're org charting this out, you got these 3 over here, and then the Tooth is like over here, and they're just like, "Hey,
So-
can you do us a favor?" And he's like, "Pay me," and then
So, but then that means he's expendable.
I wonder.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. I wonder if the Tooth is actually on the run,
Yeah, if he doesn't
switching
have the item.
locations
I
so
think
the Zent can't find him
he
and
may
kill
have
him.
figured out what he had and wanted it for himself, or he may have lost it and realized there's a price on his head.
Which now we
Yeah.
know he did lose it,
Yeah,
and he's expendable. He's not in the org chart. He's org chart adjacent.
right.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, no,
Yeah, yeah.
does anyone know that you have this outside of your most trusted people and us random 7 people that you decided to share that with?
Well, it seemed germane to the conversation. Also, that's just how storytelling goes.
I do
sometimes.
appreciate that. I do
Kelson, you
appreciate
can trust
that.
me. I would never do anything nefarious.
Are we going to?
If it
rest?
hurts the Zent, I'm with you.
Are we going to? Well, our goal is to ultimately stop the storm that's coming, and
Yeah.
I think it's all tied in. So, are we departing our ways now? I'd like to just say something to all of you. Mutual caring relationships they require kindness and patience and tolerance and optimism. Sometimes I just kind of look at Morthos, joy in others' achievements, confidence in oneself, and I just look at Ray and smile, and the ability to give without undue thought of gain. And I think that all of you have demonstrated all of these things by rescuing me. Again, just a friend that we, a mutual caring relationship, if you will, of a short period of time. So again, just thank you for all of your special talents. I'm very tired now and going to rest.
Well, I'm sorry. Now that you brought it up, I have one more question.
Oh,
for
okay.
you.
As I slash.
You are a member, or were a member of the Magnificent Seven.
Wondrous 7.
Yeah, the other one's trademarked.
Wondrous
Mhm.
7.
Yeah, you just owe a royalty right there.
Now, my question for you is, what skills and traits and powers have you carried over from those days of your life until now? For I have yet to witness anything wondrous. Sorry about the burn, by the way.
The encounter with the lion was both humbling for myself, and I chose to retire from adventuring after that. But I gave up much of my wondrous powers at that point, realizing that they were not. I was not using them for the glory of the lion, but for the glory of myself. So I am now old and relearning some of the skills that I once had, but I'm no longer the same or as powerful being as I once was. If that makes sense.
The only thing that didn't make sense was that you said glory for the lion. You're serving the lion currently?
I would say that that it is wise to walk in the path of the lion. Yes.
Yeah, the cat lord knows all. Yeah.
Preach,
brother.
Again, I'm not sure he is cat lord, but
Yeah,
he may
he
be
is,
called cat lord.
It's a deity. There's a cat. It's not.
Did you by chance get your blood checked after this sort of peyote-induced nature walk that you took with a lion person?
Are you asking if I was drug tested after this?
No. What is the drug test? I was asking if your blood was checked.
For what?
For drugs.
June is nodding enthusiastically.
I will.
Or concussion.
I can assure you
It
that
happens.
that has never been anything that I have desired, other than the tobacco that I grow myself. But
It was a fungus.
I'm not saying you're a drug addict or anything. However,
are you
you
questioning?
currently you currently are working towards bringing glory to the lion.
I would say that I
Cat
am
Lord?
trying to walk in the path of justice and mercy and love that he has shown me.
Ah, okay. I do appreciate
I understand two of those.
Well, they are tied together.
So what happened to your friends? Did the cat lord set up a net when he threw them off the cliff that they didn't die?
I do not know. He did speak of them as not dying, but again, having a choice to continue down a path of death and
Oh,
destruction.
so they were still falling.
Perhaps they're still falling today.
They may be
Perpetually
perpetually fall.
It's a big cliff.
That sounds like
It was
a cat lord.
it was very tall.
Well, I'll
indeed.
tell you from experience, there are realms beyond this realm. Not just planes upon planes, realms upon realms. And so, if this cat lord or lion is who you think he is, perhaps he has the power to transport to other realms.
I would say that he has all the power that one can desire.
I've heard that before, yes.
Well, why don't we
So
just
that
ask him to stop the storm?
I will subjectively say and objectively say, okay.
Why does a merciful cat lord allow storms to even happen? Let's get into theology.
That's a weird thing for you to want to get into, and you don't even know your name. But yeah, here's what the old soothsayers used to tell me back on Catalyst: that the cat lord allows bad things to happen, so we know how bad the bad is, so we can realize how good the good is.
Beautiful.
I'll say this. This is a bunch of balderdash, so let's move on.
Agreed.
Our priestess
I
has an
don't think it's-
incredible beard.
Balderdash, but it is something that has been discussed by many people over time for a long time, and I'm very tired.
You're
And
tired.
this wonderful chat has definitely put me to sleep.
So as you all kind of ruminate on the conversation and some of the revelations given by Killion, much like JB, opening up as to his backstory, Killion now kind of lets you all have a deeper dive into the most shaping experience in his life. And Morthos, you had heard some of those details here and there, but never in the one singular coherent story that he just gave. And so you all allow sleep to take you. Kelson watches you all go to sleep and kind of shakes his head and then stays awake, taking the first
No,
watch.
I was going to stay up with him.
And so as you all go to sleep, and Kelson and Ollie are taking the first watch, we're going to do our first giveaway of the night.
Hooray!
And so, if you would like to have your chance at those purple dice that are in there, then type in to the chat right now, ! Together. TOGETHER! ! Together. And you can have your chance at winning those dice as we will randomly select a winner. And I think Scooby-Doo is on. And if you're there, Scoob, you can run that. If not, we'll just figure that out. And so, ! Together for your chance to win those dice. All right. So, as Kelson kind of watches you all lay down, he turns and kind of just sits watching the cave entrance as Oliver kind of...
Sits and smiles at him.
Yeah, sits and smiles at him. Kelson doesn't look at you.
Oh, come on, Kelson. Chin up. Cheer up. You're not dead. You weren't traded. And we're going to finish the job we set out to do.
Listen, I'm really not actually at all alarmed by what you said and how things turned out. I've just been going over in my mind why you were given that pin.
Funny story. As my friend Nazari says, I don't know. It was a gift from a friend. And I was hoping you'd tell me more about it.
Would you care divulging your friend's name?
Can you keep a secret?
I keep many secrets, unless I need to divulge them for storytelling purposes.
Oliver peers at you and he goes, okay, I trust you. Come here. Let's talk.
Bart's just shaking him in the back.
Her name was Melinda.
Ray kind of mutters, "Oi, Melinda," as she turns over in her sleep.
From Westgate.
Yeah. You know her?
I know of her.
She runs the best bar in all of Westgate. And when I got sent off island after I entered into college and I was supposed to take my hands-on courses and learn, I'm a Tabeshi that has off-island ambition. If you know anything about that. Probably not. Don't talk about it much. I'll tell you a story sometimes though. She opened up her wonderful business and just kind of let me in. And eventually let me earn my keep. Gave me a place to stay so I didn't have to sleep on my sheep. And one day she just gave it to me.
She just gave it to you.
I was there for 2.5 years.
What'd you do there?
I ran errands for her. I cleaned the loo. That was terrible. I cooked. I cooked sometimes. Yeah. I ate more than I sold, so she took me off that. I ran to the dock quite a bit to get fish for her. Did not eat that. Not a big fish person, believe it or not. Even though my favorite one is swordfish. Everything else is a little too fishy. But really, I served a lot of people. And I just had a real good knack for getting information and, upselling them, you know?
So, would you say that you're a talker more than a doer? Or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both.
Alright.
Probably more of a talker. Definitely a talker. Yeah, talker. Sometimes a doer. Mostly a talker.
How do you discern what to say in a given moment?
I flip a coin internally. and this time it came up heads. Heads is good.
Heads being turn over your ally.
Oh no, that was tails.
So tails is the bad,
Tails, Bart,
but
heads, me, Oliver.
so what
just
you're
laughing at this.
saying now is that it was Bart who really wanted to betray me.
Bart, look over there. And Bart points over there. Yes. Yeah, there was something over there. It just moved. It was flashy. You didn't see it in time. Yeah, sorry. Look again sometime.
Rubius is in the corner. That's what he's looking at.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
Bart finds him.
He's asleep.
Rubius is a sleepwalker sometimes.
What is this pin? Well, I mean, it's the first thing you noticed. Melinda gave it to me like a year and a half in. What is this all about?
That pin denotes that you have been chosen for a very weighty
I'm not very strong.
responsibility.
Oh boy.
And as he's sitting there talking to you, he flips back his lapel and he shows you a similar pin, though with a little bit more flair to it.
Yours is so pretty and shiny. Instantly, Bart. No. Dan. It's the same thing, though.
Have you ever heard the name the Harpers?
Can you keep a secret? No. Who are they?
The Harpers are an organization that operate independently of one another, but for the same collective goal of safekeeping the realm. Basically, kind of like underground protectors against those who would do ill.
Ah.
We don't, we are not beholden to any government or any overarching authority. We are a coalition of the willing who make sure that those who are hungry for power do not have their way in overrunning the free people of the realm. So it's our job to identify unique and gifted individuals who have a gentle and pure heart for justice and mercy, much like your friend was talking about, which is
Killion,
interesting. I wonder if he's one of our ilk, or perhaps that fascinating lion creature. Anyway,
The Cat Lord. Probably. He's everything.
if you were given that pin,
By
that's
Melinda. Yeah.
by Melinda, who would have the authority to do so.
Who the hell's Melinda then?
She's a harper.
She's just a barkeep.
Not every protector of the realm wields a sword.
Who would have thunk it? This, hypothetically speaking, makes me feel a lot worse about potentially bartering you off for our friend here. Hypothetically speaking.
Right.
Now that we're like kindred spirits.
Well, which is why I'm troubled, because I was wondering if Melinda had made a mistake.
Melinda always said, first thing she said when I met her, I never make mistakes. That's what she said. And I was like, that's weird. My name's Oliver. What's yours? And she said, I never make mistakes. I'm Melinda. I remember it clear as day. Kind of like you. Maybe us Harpers have great memories.
Roll a deception check.
I don't think I was deceiving. That was just Jake talking.
It was a performance.
How's a 28, though?
Not
He looks at you. Sounds like Melinda.
It's why we hit it off so well. She was always right. She told me what to do.
Pretty brash and confident.
Oh, she was. And how about her husband, Jim?
Right, and how's that little one doing?
He's passed. He's dead.
Oh, that's terrible.
It was terrible. Yeah. And his ears go down, and he's a little sullen. I named my sheep after him. The Jim boy. He was Jim Jr., and we always used to call him Jim Boy. And that was my little memory of them. I take that with me wherever we sail.
I'm sorry to bring up such a hurtful memory.
Yeah. But so Melinda's always right, and she gave me the pin. And again, hypothetically, I'm sorry. I'm gonna make it up to you. I promise. I keep my promises, except for the one where I hypothetically traded you.
You don't need to make anything up to me. You just need to make sure you're proving Melinda to, in fact, not make a mistake.
You got it. Kelson, is that your real name? All right. Her name's not Melinda either. Wait, is her name not Melinda?
He kind of smiles and sits back and just... Perhaps we should,
Can you help me discern things a little bit? I've been told it's my worst trait.
I'll give you one lesson.
Yeah.
Unless you really, really know the person you're talking to, don't ever trust them.
Right. I trust you.
Well played.
He kind of chuckles and shakes his head and said, perhaps we'll talk more on that.
Do I hide the pin like you do, or do I keep it out?
I would keep that tucked away.
And he does. He tucks it under. All right. I'm gonna go wake up the next person and hit the hay. Do you wanna sleep with? Not with me, but I mean, would you? Do you also wanna go to bed? Not with me.
Let me know.
Unless you want. No. I mean, yeah. Just go to bed.
Find out all his secrets.
Good night, Oliver.
Good night.
Kelson lets you kind of go back, and as you tap Morthos, and then you kind of go through a cycle that you've predetermined, and you each get your long rest. You are back to full health. However, in the night, Ray, you fall asleep fitfully, racked with worry and joy and anxiety and triumph, a bundle of emotions conflicting, until your mind finally stills and you rationalize that even though you're not awake, Killion is with all of your friends and you trust them. And so you think that you can let yourself sleep, and you do. And as you go to sleep, there is no particular dream that catches your memory, but one image, which is kind of your waking image, and that of a incandescent butterfly with the crackle and sparkle of lightning as its wings kind of flit and flutter before you. And as you come awake and open your eyes, you swear that you almost see a butterfly trailing down the tunnel from which you came. But you don't know.
So when she wakes up, she sees the image. She's immediately going to try to catch it. She goes, "No! Mordecai put that inside me!" And she looks around. Is anybody else awake?
JB is keeping watch as the last one who was keeping watch, and everyone else is beginning to stir.
I'm gonna go to JB and go, JB, did you see a butterfly? I just saw a butterfly fly down the tunnel.
Did I see a butterfly? My lady, the tunnel has been inactive since I took post, and I can assure you I was focusing on their entryway. Nothing flew through it just now.
But
Are you all right?
So, remember when I met one of my ancestors and he put a butterfly inside me? I told you guys all about it. Well, I just woke up and there was a butterfly right in front of me, and it must have flown out of me. So now I have to chase it, and I saw it going down the tunnel. I need my butterfly. Mordecai gave it to me.
Well, maybe more.
June, wake up!
What's going on?
The butterfly, we have to chase it. You're fast.
Maybe the butterfly was meant to be set free here. That was Mordecai's goal.
But he put it inside of me.
All you have to do is eat a
Who
caterpillar.
put what?
And in 9 months, it will turn into a butterfly.
I don't like that idea, Rubius, but I'll keep it in mind.
Trust me, I know you.
Someone put a bug in you?
That's
No, a butterfly.
Is that the gestation of a cocoon in your belly?
Yes.
You must
Who
eat
did
the
this?
entire thing.
So we were partying on an island, and I saw a butterfly, and then I chased the butterfly, obviously, because it was a really pretty butterfly. And then I met one of my ancestors. His name was Mordecai. He was so cool. I'll have to tell you about all my ancestors later. But anyways, when I was done meeting him, I saw the butterfly again, and then the butterfly flew inside of me. And then I ran back saying, guys, I have a butterfly inside me. But nobody really kind of understood that. And so I think they don't really believe me. But there was a butterfly inside me.
Now I remember that. Why don't you go wander off? Nothing's happening here. Find your ancestors.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up Killion.
I'm gonna go with her.
Yep.
And go down the tunnel.
I'm gonna go with her.
This is great.
Sleepily.
Come on, Killion! We gotta find the butterfly!
No, I don't want to. Okay.
I'm sorry.
You saw it go that way? I'll walk with you. You don't need to carry me.
As I'm like trying to just get down to the ground.
I do believe you. I think you have a wonderful imagination, and I do believe if you saw a butterfly and it's important to you, let's go find it and we'll get it back.
Okay. Ray's gonna hold his hand.
So you walk forward and
He's like half off the ground.
She's 8 feet tall now.
I'm skipping.
He's just carrying him. His legs aren't even
Skip it. I have to
touching.
skip.
3'1".
Like, off the ground.
It's just floating.
It's like Pooh Bear and
It's like
Piglet.
Shaquille O'Neal and Kevin Hart walking right beside each other.
But somehow even worse.
so you skip along, and you do again catch a glimpse of the butterfly.
Killian, there! Joan, do you see it? It's right there!
Where are you pointing?
Killian, first of all, it's dark, so you don't have
Yeah,
dark
I
vision. You
can't
see nothing.
You are no help.
On second thought, can you put me on your shoulders? I can't see very
I will
well.
follow you into the dark. I see the bark stuff comes out.
I can't see much, sweetheart. My eyes don't work so well in the dark.
This butterfly's moving fast.
Does June see anything at all?
You have dark vision, but you don't see anything. As you approach the makeshift bridge, well, actually the natural bridge where you tricked the ogre to falling through, there are still torches that are alight, and actually, now you look at it, it looks like some of them have burned down, but there seems to be one that's kind of almost in a perpetual type of flame. Some magical incantation of evocation magic which just constantly is burning the flame. And Ray, you see the butterfly hovering over the chasm, and then it nosedives into the darkness.
Yep.
Ray's gonna make for the edge.
Okay.
June is immediately going to react.
Where are you going, sweetheart?
The butterfly, it flew down into the chasm. I have to follow it. I followed it last time, and I met Mordecai, and maybe I'll meet someone else. Like there was this really cool person who is like defending you, and then there was this another one that went bam, bam, and she like mimics axe hammers. And
Okay, well, let's try to do it safely.
I go up to the edge of the chasm with one of the torches that's around and drop it in to see.
It goes out as it seems to hit impact on some liquid, most likely water.
I can make it that far.
Several seconds down.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe I can climb down. I'm gonna check for a way down.
Go ahead and roll investigation.
I didn't like that sound you just made.
Hold on, I wanted to see if I'm -1 or plus.
It's not gonna matter.
6.
As you look, the edge is actually it tails back, so
Couldn't climb.
there's no way to kind of climb down. It's literally
Well, I guess that's the only option. Let's jump.
Wait, hold on. Stay there.
That's not a good.
Gina's
try.
gonna walk around, like along the lip of it, and just see, kind of peering over if there's any sign of handholds or anything that lead down.
there's nothing. It where you guys are. It is over. It's an overhang, and it goes back several feet before there's rocks that continue down.
Well, I'm bigger than you guys, so maybe I should follow this butterfly by myself.
Well, I don't think it's wise for us to be separated, especially when we're not sure where you're going, and there are
Down
many.
in the chasm.
Or
Yeah,
how you'll
but-
get back up.
Yeah, there's lots of
Well, my ancestors are like
concerns.
25 feet tall, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75. You guys get the picture.
I
Feet
do,
tall.
yeah.
So if I do meet him, they'll just lift me up back to the bridge.
Well, if he was that tall, wouldn't we see him right now?
But I haven't chased him yet. I have to blindly follow where that butterfly leads. That's what I did last time.
But sometimes directions come in different ways.
Well, the direction of the butterfly went down, so I think I have to go down.
I just got you back. You just saved me, and I would hate for anything to happen and us be separated again.
Oh, I don't want us to be separated.
Yeah,
I haven't finished my drawing of you either.
Oh,
And you can't just leave a drawing unfinished.
no, you can't.
No.
I'm kind of tired of the quiet game, though.
Well, how about we just move it to the still not jumping off ledges game, and I can draw you when you're not in motion.
Ray's shoulders just kind of slump, and she.
Does she
do
see?
we have a rope? Maybe we could put a rope down.
I do have a rope. I'm not sure it's going to be long enough. Nor can I hold you on the rope.
Well, we could tie it to the bridge. Maybe we could tie several ropes. But like, what happens if you saw like someone that you really, really wanted to follow go down in the bridge and then jump?
I believe
At the
you,
rest,
but-
as you're having this conversation, the rest of your party kind of makes their way out of
Right.
the cave.
What are you doing at the ledge?
She can't. You can't see it over the ledge at all. Like you don't see it's all.
The butterfly?
Yeah.
Ray's gonna put over half her body, like stare down.
Roll perception.
8.
You see to the edge of your dark vision, and then
I don't
there's.
even have dark vision.
Oh, you don't?
So
You see to the edge of the glow of the light.
Wait, you were
let's-
leaving
let's
him and you're both blind.
Let's try again.
Ray, how heavy are you?
I don't know. I'm 8 feet tall though, and I thought you were never supposed to ask a woman that.
You're not a woman. You're a girl right now.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm
Not yet a
girl.
woman, not yet a girl.
Wait, Ray. Perhaps the spirit of the butterfly in you can let you fly.
I agree, Rubius. I'm down for team jump. Who else is?
No. I have the magic button. How heavy are you?
I don't know.
Are you over 500 pounds? DM.
No.
How about you do this? Give her that,
She is
that special
Over 500
cloak.
pounds
I'm over.
already?
I'm only 8 feet tall, man.
Olive.
No
You're
way.
you are like solid muscle.
Olive.
You're not quite there yet. You're not quite there yet, but you're getting there.
Oh wait. Tommy!
Put the cloak of the Monty Bunkalonk on her, and then look down the chasm and teleport her there.
We don't know if it works anymore. Did someone... I gave somebody the jelly bean.
I was just going to say that.
Oh, a climbing jelly bean?
Yeah, the climbing jelly bean.
I have that climbing jelly bean.
Can I take the climbing jelly bean? This is really important, JB. I won't ask you for tree arms for a whole week.
Did you find your butterfly?
It went down into the cavern.
Down in the cavern?
Listen,
Yeah, it
weirder
went down
things
to
have
the
happened.
chasm.
I'm going to be honest with you, Ray. It sounds like the butterfly wants you to die.
I don't...
It's luring you to your death.
Kind of like what we did to the ogre.
I'm not an ogre, June. I'm smarter than that.
Let me-
I mean, it's tricking things to fall
let
into the
me
chasm.
do this for you. Let me sit down for a little bit and memorize some spells in my spell book. And you'll be able to float down to wherever you need to float to. If you just so happen to fall, as long as it takes you less than a minute to get there.
I'm gonna take a pebble, and I'm gonna drop it, and I'm gonna count how many seconds. 1 jolly goblin, 2 jolly goblin, 3 jolly goblin, 4 jolly goblin, 5 jolly goblin, 6 jolly goblin, 7 jolly goblin. Less than a minute, for sure.
So 7 seconds.
7 whole seconds. That's like a bajillion
But you
feet
have to
down.
remember, the 7 seconds was at free fall speed, and if you're falling at a slower rate, it might take more than a minute.
No, because
That was the smartest thing I've ever said!
Where did that come
Where did that come from? I don't know.
Sorry, you just intrigued me.
I'll tell you this: I have done the math on this spell, and I believe it will last about a minute. And don't worry, you'll be fine. I'll catch you on your way down, so it'll last the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Better time that correctly.
Give her that cloak of the Monty Bunkalonk, and then she'll come back up when she's done.
I just
are
thought we
are
wanna
we going
hurry.
to send her down herself?
I'll go.
Is this
I'll
something
go
you can
with
do
her.
too?
I could climb
Okay.
down with her.
Yeah, she can't see down there, can she?
At the monastery, we practice the art of slow falling.
I think we should get going though. The butterfly does seem to move as far as she
Yeah,
says.
I will go with
Right
her.
now, I feel like I'm not being obedient, so
Killian.
I kind of want to get a move on.
Killian, if there is a butterfly,
I believe it.
that damn thing will wait for her for as long as we take.
JB, could your spell, will it still work if someone else is balanced on her shoulders as she's falling? Someone like me?
No, it can only support the weight of itself. However, I can choose 5 of you to do so. I will not be going down.
I'll go.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the caterpillar.
It's a butterfly.
It's a caterpillar.
An
with wings.
iridescent butterfly. It's so pretty. I wish you guys could have seen it.
I'll go down with her.
It has blue and yellow, and sometimes it sparks a little bit. Choo choo.
I know that the overlords that really control this show want her to go down there, but it is really deterring us from being riding the train, as they say, to the next task. That is
Maybe
ahead
it's
of
just
us.
showing that it's not a complete train station.
All right. So let's get the move on. I'm gonna transform into a chipmunk and get on her shoulder.
Morthos just starts climbing down the walls.
Well, that's
Wait,
impressive.
guys, wait for me! JB, hurry up!
Roll an athletics check.
Oh
Die,
no.
dude. Thought if you had a climbing speed, you could just climb.
Roll an athletics check.
Right.
You better catch him as he's falling.
Like it.
Some things in the book don't matter.
I get that. 11.
Oh boy.
He starts falling.
Well, here we go.
Will I start falling?
You start free falling.
Well, then I put my echo out.
Your reaction is not quick. You fall. It's
All right.
what you do as a bonus action, right?
Yep.
Well,
Roll.
I wish I
I
would have
have 6
prepared my
seconds.
spells for the day.
Roll a
See you, buddy.
roll a
blinded and see the edge.
dexterity save to see if you are able to contort your body in such a way as to view the top of the lip and put your echo there and teleport.
14.
You barely, with a
Let's not
thud,
try that again.
land on the on the lip of the overhang as you had lost your grip and were able to catch yourself.
Morthos, I was just about to jump after you.
I'm gonna pull him up. He's hanging, right?
He catches himself, and you can.
I'm gonna assist him up and be like, "Listen, I'm not the brightest tool in the shed, but I was pretty damn dumb."
Okay, folks, I have prepared the spell if anyone's ready.
Me! Choose me! Pick me! Oh, wait, it's my quest. Never mind, you're already gonna pick me, of course. Killian, will you come?
I'm already on your shoulder as a chipmunk.
Oh, that's right.
And did you say you could get down yourself?
I would prefer with the spell. I don't really know how much height I can slow fall to. And I don't think this is quite the scenario to test it.
Maybe we should all go and bring all of our stuff, because maybe the butterfly's showing us a way out.
Oh, actually, that's a good That's a thought.
That's a good. And then he stopped and then thought.
Just yell out.
Well, someone must stay up here with Kelson.
Where is Kelson?
So that must be me, the 5 of you, and the chipmunk that came out of nowhere. We'll head down. Does that sound like what's going to happen?
Yes.
Did Kelson come to the edge with us?
He's watching all of you do this.
Okay,
Just laughing.
ready, JB?
I'm going to need all of you to carry some source of light, so when you get down to a location I should cast, I can see you.
I'm gonna grab the perpetual flame.
Okay. So you take that torch.
Yep.
Everyone
and
stay
you
close
are
to her.
standing on the bridge, looking down, and you swear you see a little flicker.
Guys, it's down there! Hurry up!
All right, ready?
Let's go.
On the count of 3, jump.
Okay!
Oh.
1, 2, 3! Whee!
As,
What spell was I supposed to use?
Wait, that's not till next level.
as Ray jumps
TBK.
with Killian on her shoulder,
For sure.
followed by
June's holding onto her hand.
This is a great
June holding her hand.
Rubius, by the way, is like, I'm a bird. This is what it feels like. Look at me. Ah!
I'm gonna use the button and climb down the side,
Really?
just to be safe.
I like it.
Also,
Let's
I
go.
promised
Here we go.
I'd show Kelson what it does, and now he's like my mentor. So,
I don't trust the button.
Kelson, watch these. And he just starts making his way down.
So as you kind of fall once or twice, you catch yourself with the button, right yourself, and then continue on.
And
Kelson, are you watching?
when
see
you're
that?
about halfway down, I will move my hands and
And as you do so, Ray disappears and the rest of them continue falling.
cast Featherfall on the 4 people and a chipmunk.
Definitely meant with all.
No,
JB
4
killed
people.
her.
I was gonna jump, but I brought you with me.
JB, you chose the wrong spell. You killed her.
As you're floating
Yeah,
down,
I'm floating
you-
down. But this is quite enjoyable. Oh.
June is like
Getting up is good.
meditating on the way down.
That's why I have the button.
And so after about 10 seconds, you guys reach the bottom where there is a deep ravine of water that is about 10 feet wide and about 60 feet long that then disappears.
Cool.
And it just goes right to water. There's no land anywhere. It's just water.
Do we see the ogre's body that
You
fell?
do see the ogre's body just floating there, face down. It's the only place where you might be able to find some sort of purchase to climb upon.
Ew.
I'm gonna wait over there. And
Ray,
inspect it.
We screwed this one up, guys. It was fun, though.
I didn't want to leave her go by herself.
as you are holding June's hand and Killian is on your shoulder, you see the butterfly very clearly get closer and closer and closer and get sucked back into your chest, and then you don't feel June's hand anymore. You don't feel Killion on your shoulder. You don't hear anyone. You look around, and there is a massive maelstrom of a storm. And you are just floating.
Did you time that? That was sick.
Our producer and director.
Insane.
On point. Right.
Woo! Chills! Literal chills!
Rubius! Where did you guys go? I lost you again! I can't lose you again! I failed in my job! Where is everyone? I don't want to be alone!
Well, Kelson, it looks like we're on our own now.
Ray, as you are, as you're frantically,
to run.
you're free falling.
She's trying to swim.
And as you look down, you see a hand that seems to emerge out of the storm. And it is a hand of purplish blue. And it rises up and gently kind of catches you. And as it does, the storm around you begins to still. And the flashes of lightning and the thunder begin to quiet. And the roiling winds begin to coalesce into the face of a woman. She has a scar that goes from above her left eye, across her nose, down to her cheek. She is clad in warrior's armor, though you only see kind of her torso, her upper body. She has thick, kind of very taut arms full of muscle. Her neck is strong. Her hair is tight curls, immaculately kept, not a hair out of place. And it kind of flows down to her shoulders and is kind of pulled back in a tight, like golden strand that keeps it all together. And on her arms are what look like bracelets of gold that are kind of clamped there, accentuating her strong form. And in one hand she holds you, in the other hand she has your hammer that she is holding over her shoulder. And she looks at you with a bit of a side grin and says to you, "My child, must you always be so anxious?"
And immediately, Ray feels a little bit of guilt because since not seeing Jack, she hasn't been taking good care of her hair. So she immediately tries to, like, put down the particles because her mom, she knows better. Her mom taught her well. So as she's doing this, she's like, What do you mean? I'm just trying to protect all my friends.
And you are doing a wonderful job.
But 3 of them got kidnapped, and 1 was gone for so long, and I love him so much, and I really missed him.
And are they back now with you?
Yeah.
And did you fight valiantly for them?
I tried my hardest. I did what my dad said. I stood firm, and I whacked him as hard as I could.
And
I also shot things out of my tiara, which was pretty cool.
it is lovely. And you should learn more magic like that if you can. However, I have another lesson for you. Whereas your father taught you to smash things in the head, I, your great grandmother's uncle's roommate. That was a joke, child.
You fell for it. The oldest trick in the book, man.
Ancestor. I too was a warrior.
Whoa.
I too wielded this hammer.
Really? You were probably so cool.
I was hella cool.
Will I be ever as cool as you?
She's also Californian.
Yes, if you augment what you have learned with some additional wisdom.
Not very good at wisdom.
Ah, well, here is the lesson then. Sometimes you must rush in and crush things.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you must wait to know when to rush in.
Well, what happens if my friends are in danger?
And sometimes you must let others rush in, and then you smash what they have already begun to attack.
I wish Killion was here. He'd be able to make sense of this.
Oh,
So-
child, you know.
Sometimes I rush. Sometimes I don't rush. How will I know the difference?
Practice.
Well, practice does make perfect. Or, yeah, something like that.
All I'm saying is that your first impulse shouldn't be go and smash.
What?
A wise warrior, a leader of men, and she kind of proudly puffs out her chest to show that I'm a woman that was leading men. Knows when to fight and when to wait. This is what your ancestor, Deborah, gives you.
Wow. Well, thank you so much. I'm gonna tell them, and then maybe they could help me practice, because I'm not very good on my own. And you know, I am only 13. I have so much to look up to you for, though. Like, that was so cool. How you led men. Can you tell me a story?
Yes, of course. There was a time when
She sits on her palm, hands in.
and she regales you of the time, a story you've heard of when Deborah, as she says, led a great battle against a series of dragons that attacked them. And there was a general who was haughty and proud, and she outsmarted him, and they were able to kill him while he slept in his lair, driving a tent peg through his head.
What a way to die.
Wow.
And she kind of shows you in that story that while she was bravely leading and they were smashing and smiting dragons, there was a time when it took guile and wisdom and patience and tact in order to strike the final blow.
Wow, that was so inspiring! I hope I could just be as patient as you. I'm not very patient. I tend to just keep on talking and running around. But, I mean, I want to be as brave as you were and as successful as you, because, I mean, I'm not purple skinned like you are, so but I want to keep my family name going strong. Oh, wow. Will I meet you again? Will you help me?
Child, I am with you, and I am interceding on your behalf along with Mordecai and all your ancestors.
Really? On my behalf?
Do you not feel our presence in combat? We protect you and your friends.
Well, was that you? I saw a glimpse of a woman who helped June, and she's like, BAM! And she looked so cool. Was that you?
Hella cool.
Wow! Thank you so much.
One final thing. As you practice, she kind of takes the hammer off of her shoulder and hands it down to you. You now realize that your hammer, which is always strapped to your back, is not there.
Ooh.
And she gives it to you. And as she does, she kind of traces a small sigil, and it begins to glow with a kind of bluish light, which you see the hammer actually almost elongates as it shrinks in her hand down to the normal size and then grows even longer. And it has a couple of what look to be pointed spikes, which now emerge on the corners of the hammer and the center of the hammer. And she hands it to you and she says, "This will allow you to smash more effectively."
Could it do that the whole time?
It can do that as you learn how to wield it.
Whoa! Can you show me more tricks?
Perhaps in due time.
Oh, this is that
And
patience
as
thing
she
again.
says that, and as
Where are we?
as she does, she begins lifting you back up through the storm. And you watch as her face fades, and you feel yourself drenched in water. And as Killion, June, Rubius, and Oliver, you watch as the water beneath you begins to roil and bubble, and lightning begins to crackle over the waters, and thunder begins to boom, and your vision is completely obscured as there is a massive storm that emerges from out of the water, and you feel yourself caught up for a moment, and as quickly as the storm was set upon you, it fades, and you all find yourselves back on the ledge next to JB,
Alright.
Morthos, and Kelson, who
Advantage to the DM.
are
June
watching
wanted to see that dead
with incredulous eyes this maelstrom that appeared out of nowhere, and Ray now stands with a big smile on her face in your midst.
She's gonna wave to the maelstrom. Bye, Deborah! It was nice to meet ya! I hope to see you again soon!
And you all hear a low rumble of thunder, which you swear sounds just like hella cool.
I imagine June's hair is like completely standing on end, it's static. She's just like,
What just happened?
I say that spell has never done that before.
I don't think that was a spell.
I told you I found the butterfly!
Yeah,
I just
sure
had to
you
chase
did.
after it!
Next time she sees a butterfly, she's going by herself.
That was the craziest
I
thing.
must have moved my pinky the wrong way. I'm so sorry.
Skadoosh.
It was just a little flick. I'm sorry.
Quite powerful.
But you guys will be happy to know the butterfly is back inside me where it belongs. I was getting a little nervous and I was flying away, but it is there.
Did you eat the caterpillar?
No, it just flew inside me. Do you guys want to know what happened?
were you falling with
It's
your
a
mouth
personal
open?
thing, how you
Sometimes
get the
bugs get in that way.
cocoon in there for
I
now.
know from practicing falling.
So what happened, and she recounts the whole thing, but like super like 10 times faster, and half the people can't understand what she's actually saying. But she recounts even the entire story from start to finish
I
that
remember
Deborah
every
has
single
told
word.
her. And it's gone in like 2 minutes just because she's talking so fast.
That makes even more sense than Killion's story.
So you're
See, I told you! Oh, I need to catch my breath, sorry.
wait. You're saying it wasn't the spell?
What wasn't this spell? No! It was the butterfly, and then I met Deborah, and she showed me some really cool things.
Sure it
And then
was.
she goes into another summary
Yeah.
of everything that happened really, really fast.
Even faster.
Sure.
Even faster this time.
Okay, yeah, wow. That was impressive. I will never doubt you again. Not that I did, but that was impressive.
So what I'm gathering is we need to practice patience.
Yes, please, Killion, will you help me
No.
with it? I am so excited. Can we start right now? Maybe like 5 minutes
No.
ago. Can we start? Can we start in the next 2 seconds?
No.
Let's go back to the cave and start
Thank
practicing
God.
patience.
No.
Oh, thank the cat lord. We've have the stick back.
No. As I recall that she said it twice now. Oh, sometimes she should wait. Sometimes she should charge. And sometimes she should follow up.
I would agree, but not to challenge your intellect at all, but
No,
there are
these are her
some
words. That's
there are some things that she is good at already, the charging in, and some things she's not, which would be the patience. So
There's a great poet
you're
from
so wise.
Catalyst who says, know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
What does it say?
Know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Know when to walk away, know when to run.
No, wrong.
Yeah, I
Oh, I
feel like
haven't heard
that's...
that song.
It's not a song.
You
it's
guys
a,
are having this conversation
as
as
we're
you're
leaving the
making
cave.
your way out of the cave.
We're going to sing.
Sounds good.
Kelson, are you leading the way here?
Oh, I'm ready for
You know where
this.
we're going?
Do you know how to get to the Sanguine one?
I will tell you where it is, but I have to get back and make sure that my people aren't being taken out.
An organization to run.
Yes. So, and he tells you, and he in fact kind of gives you a very rough map of the area,
Ooh.
and which I neglected to print out.
It's fine. Don't need it.
But basically shows you the general vicinity. The closest is the Sanguine Cathedral, and then the other two are about equidistance from the Sanguine Cathedral. The fort is on the way to New Ordulin, and the ruins of the Geyser Inn are closer to kind of the coast, backtracking to the coast. So along a path that went between Sierra Lune and another little coastal town a little further up. So that's the general sketch of the locations.
Morthos.
Knock this out.
Yes.
Morthos, as our leader, do you think we are ready to head out to the Sanguine location, or do you have other thoughts on preparation?
Nope. I say let's go.
Oh. Okay, let's head out.
Decided, away we go.
This is the place they mentioned an exorcism going wrong,
Yeah,
correct?
it's, I believe this one.
Well, knowing our luck, that means we're going to run into something. Does anyone in the party have anything that would be of use in that situation?
I have two swords.
I don't know, whatever that might bring.
Lefty and righty.
It's actually,
But there's a carafe of coffee in each hand.
I'm remembering.
Everyone have a cup. There you go. There you go. Yes. Well, one for you and one for you.
Chugs it down, then says without stopping, I recall in our last battle we had issues with a foe who could not be hurt by normal weapons. I'm afraid the
That's just
same
because
thing
I
might
was
be
an idiot and
happening
didn't
again.
know that
well,
my weapon
it
was
could
the
be
right one.
both. It could be both. Likely.
well, you know,
That's a
we have
good
some
thought.
magic and we're all healed up, and I think one way or the other we're gonna have to attack it.
That's fair.
I
You know.
believe it would be wise to at least head in that direction and then try to figure out what we are up against. We are just guessing at the moment.
Good point. Some reconnaissance, if you will.
Yes.
That's smart.
Well, that's why I was asking if you wanted to go back to maybe Kelson's connection who could scry where he currently is. Maybe it could save us some time. If we go to the wrong place.
Ray, point of order, your battle hammer is now a D12 worth of damage.
It somehow got untaken off of D&D Beyond.
Okay. We'll take care of it, but just so you know what your
1d10, right?
12.
1d12.
A D12. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Nice.
All right.
Thanks, DM.
They're superhuman.
So if we go back and scry, we're like 5 hours away from Saloon if our memory serves correct from when we traversed here the first time. We'll scry and then head out, but we also know he's on the move, so like he could be gone by the time we get there already. But I hear the logic in what you're saying, for sure. I also would like the idea of going back and maybe, I don't know, stocking up on some goods.
Well, listen, in your story, Ray, you were told you would know when to go in, when to not go in, and when to follow up. And so I ask you now, shall we go now?
She didn't say I would know. She said I had to practice. So I have to practice knowing when. I think that's what you meant, right, Killion?
Yeah, I would think so. You know, the best teacher is experience. So
we could practice going in, or is this a time I should practice patience? Or Or is this a time we should go charging in? Or
Morphos, I think you're correct. Let's go.
And you see her brain just kind of going. And it's like,
Don't think too hard, Ray. Let me tell you a story. I'm not actually going to. I'm assuming we're walking. Montage story.
So you're on your way to the Sanguine Cathedral.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds the coolest.
It also looks like that's the one you're prepared for.
I have all 3 of them here, so
Okay.
I just put that one on the top because it is the closest. And
It's hella cool.
Hella cool.
Faint echoes.
While we're walking, hey guys, Kelson told me I have a problem with discernment.
Yeah, we've been telling you
You
that
don't
for a
say.
while now.
Kelson takes his leave and does make his way back to Sir Loon.
Where? I'm sorry. Yeah. Where will we find you when we return?
Oh, I'll find you, or just go to Captain Curtis.
Understood.
You got it.
Also, I would let him know about those crates that were in there. Something about a missing caravan that he might want to know about.
He did tell us about that.
Yes.
Mayhaps as a reward.
All right, well, good luck, good hunting.
Have a lovely
Lazari.
evening. If I return with blood in my body,
I don't know who that is.
we will tell you of our glorious victory.
I don't think you
Alright.
have a problem with discernment.
I don't think so either. It was news
You
to
are
me.
the very image of discernment.
I mean, when you look it up in the dictionary.
False.
Yes. Discernment, Oliver. Just as self-awareness, Ruby.
Well, I wouldn't trust him because he seemed to talk to me like I wasn't
And
intelligent.
sarcasm, JB.
I think you have great discernment. I mean, every time you like someone, I get the same feeling about someone.
Right.
So I feel like we have a really good sense, except for, I mean, Captain Hook, that was like a once in a million time thing, right?
I know,
Or
like
Captain Cook or whatever
anyone
his name
could be
was.
wrong on that one.
Exactly. Like, there was no sign saying he was bad.
As Kelson is walking away, he looks at you, Killian, and then he walks past you, June, and he just looks at you and says, "Perhaps you can help him," and then he just kind of goes along.
June's like, he's beyond help. Now, your problem is with discernment?
No, that's what someone said. I don't
Do
know
you-
if it's true.
Hodgepodge.
Ah, I see. I see. You
know,
have a problem with discernment.
Just because someone says it's true doesn't make it true. Unless I say it in a story, then it's definitely true.
I think Bart has a problem with discernment, not you.
So you just said if
That
somebody
was-
says something
That's good
doesn't necessarily make it through. The proper discernment would be then how come every time somebody says something you think it is true?
Well, thus far it's been true.
Well, let's, like I just told our good friend Ray, experience is the best teacher.
I never learned under him.
Well,
Professor
it's
Experience?
it's a phrase. Experience.
Oh, he was French. Experience.
Yeah, something.
Oh,
like
yeah. I didn't like him.
that. The things that you have experienced in your life are the best teachers. So Captain Hook, for instance, you were wrong about him.
Yeah, I guess I was.
Yeah. Can you think back to anybody else in your life that you may have been wrong about that you found out later?
Visions of Kelson, Melinda, Jim, all these people run through his head. No, not at all. Yeah,
Killian, you say experience is the best teacher. What if you don't remember any experiences you've ever had?
Well, then you may be stupid. I'm just kidding.
Well, there's finally something in this conversation
That was
I
quite
agree.
rude.
I know that was
Killian.
that was outside of my character.
What?
Oh,
You're
better watch
getting
it.
more
The cat
comfortable with
The cat
it.
lord will come down and strike you again.
Well, I would
Speaking
say
of the cat lord, what in your opinion makes something true?
Are you talking to him or me?
Both.
When it's true, obviously.
Then how do you know when it's not true?
You weren't there for an internal coin flip.
You decide
Heads
everything by
or
a
tails?
coin
Well, I would
Ooh,
say
I like
there are
that. Can I
some
steal
things.
that? I like that a lot.
You have pigtails, actually. That'll
I
work.
don't think you should follow in his footsteps in your decision making.
But
Guys, I can like flip over my hand.
No more
and
tree
if my right one
arms.
goes first, I do it. But if my left one
No.
hits first, then I don't do it.
No more tree arms if
Wait.
that's the way you go.
I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
Oh,
You can see a
I
real
think
dilemma on
that
her face.
one of the dilemmas in life is trying to figure out what is true, and a lot of people look inside themselves for what is true, but I would say that truth has already been laid out before us.
Like an arm.
Complete
Where?
and utter garbage. Truth can be proven. Truth can be proven with evidence.
True.
I think
Maybe.
I
Thank
think
you.
that is-
Evidence.
I think that's
Yeah.
also true, but you know,
of course that's true.
sometimes like your experience will be different than my experience. So whose truth then would we go with?
Thank you. Exactly.
So I would say that truth has to be laid down by some other being. For me, it would be the Great Line.
I see. Have I ever told any of you what made me leave the monastery?
I thought you were kidnapped by the hopper.
I did.
I can tell you.
Well, that came down a little later along the road, but I find now that I am questioning whether this was all aligned and planned in some way, because I left the monastery knowing that I didn't know what was truth. So, to explain, the monastery where I was taken in and raised, it did not follow one path. There were multiple masters who followed very many disciplines of monkhood, very dedicated and all masterful in their ways, but as I was being raised among these disciplines, it occurred to me that if everyone's version of truth was true, how do you know what's wrong? Which one is the most true? And I could not find any answers.
If everyone's right, no one's
When
right.
we get back to
Exactly.
my tower, I will give you a book by this person named Descartes, and you will take a read, and you will know what truth is.
I think
Or you'll be more confused.
Or there's a song.
Depends
that
on
we
how many
sing.
chapters you read.
Anom created the world, and then he put storm giants in it to fight his battles. Yay, Anom, go Anom. And it goes on. There's a couple different verses, but that's a chorus. We sing it all the time growing up.
Are you sure you're not a bard?
No, did you hear my singing voice?
You don't have to be good.
I imagine she just sang so loud that all the sleeping birds in the forest just flew
Not just
away
the
in
birds.
one cloud.
All the enemies are now awake.
but they love her.
All storm giants are
We kill everyone but her. She's delightful.
I'm impressed.
What? She had a dance to it.
That was fantastic.
I did.
Yeah.
I know. I saw it.
Yeah.
How's
Sing
it
it again.
Anom created the world, and then he put storm giants in it to do his bidding. Yay, Anom! Yay, Anom! Go, Anom!
I love that the two different melodies for the song.
That's like a first verse and a second
So,
verse.
as I said, there was so many chorus
June has a headache now.
verses that, you know, to make a memory, like each chorus has a slightly different tune.
Yeah.
It's kind of like whatever, because you know, storm giants, they're not very prone on singing. We're not bards after all. We go and hit things.
It's like a 1-6-2-4 there. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of
Chord.
like whatever
Very
you want.
Zeppelin.
Yeah. There was a G
I can
sus
sing
in
more
there somewhere.
verses for you.
I'll
if
tell
you
you
want.
this. I'll tell you this,
What is
June,
going
as we
on?
That's the lion's
as we
favorite
head
chord.
into our bloody
Jesus.
dismembering death. Truth, as actually Killian says, truth can be reason as well as something beyond reason, which many have called faith. So, if there is no evidence for your truth using reason, some claim that faith is a foundation for all reason. So,
But how are you supposed to have faith in something if you can't reason it? And in
No.
what proportion?
no, at surface level, everything's reason. And then below that, it's all reason. And then below that, it's all reason again. When you get to the very beginning of trying to prove anything you believe, like, I think, therefore I am, it's faith. That's it. There's nothing beyond that. But
So what is
until you get there, you better be using your evidence and sciences.
So what is the most overarching truth that you follow? I set out to ask people this question in the hopes that it would bring me to my own.
Yay, Anom!
The more knowledge that I can obtain about everything, specifically in my case, it would be focused goal of arcana and magic seems to be my niche.
Think you mean niche?
The closer I
mean
become
quiche.
to enlightenment.
I would agree. There were monks who would
No
spend,
faith necessary, right?
monks would spend years of their life at the monastery, meditating on the top of one boulder facing the sunrise. And they needed no drink, no food, and they only meditated on the truth of what it means to be a part of this universe. Or maybe they died and no one noticed, but we like to believe that they were meditating the whole time. And I never got to quite ask them if they ever learned anything before I left, but I'm sure if they had, they would have come down.
This is all you, Killian.
So as you continue to have this conversation on truth and faith and the relativism of truth versus the absolutism of truth, you continue, and it's a change from the typical conversations that you have as you dive into more philosophic and, dare might one say, theological perspectives of the
How
universe.
dare you put words in JB's mouth?
Philosophical.
Just June's
Better.
mouth. As you're Morthos, as this is happening, and you're kind of listening peripherally, happy that everyone's alive, but not really taking too much interest in the conversation. A voice that you haven't heard in a long time speaks into your mind. So, Morthos.
Oh, snap.
How you doing?
It has been an interesting journey, to say the least.
Are we hearing him talk out loud to himself, or is that in his mind?
You hear him talking out loud.
Okay.
His head turned this way.
His head is up.
And the way to find truth is
It is good to see that all of your friends are intact.
Yes, they are all alive. For now.
What do you make of June?
I do not
Please
know.
leave the room.
She
June just sees him like staring at me.
She seems to have worth, but then she also seems to have a side that reminds me of some of my more deeper or darker feelings, per se.
Well,
What does that mean?
perhaps you don't know she's talking about you. You don't.
Well, he said she.
You don't. You don't know what. You're only hearing him. You have no idea what he's hearing. So.
Ray's still humming the fourth. She's on the fourth verse of her song.
Right.
Humming.
Well, perhaps she could teach you some things and you could teach her some things. But why I am checking in is because it seems that you are stirring things up. You are...
In a good way, I hope.
well, I think you are pulling on the right threads, if Nain is correct. So continue doing what you're doing. However, I have discovered something that I think will benefit you. The hopper. Yes, you still have it.
Yes.
Do you remember how I told you to activate a button that would...
Yes, they brought them all together.
Yes. Well, in further research that I have uncovered, there is another layer to activate. A way to synergize the energy of the bearers of the necklaces that you have. To allow you all to have a moment of focus and clarity, to enhance your abilities to deal damage and pain to your enemies.
Saying we can draw on the power of the hopper to help us.
I'm saying that the hopper can be attuned even further to your spirit, your chi, your energy. It is mysterious. I don't know everything. But as you activate the power resident within each of your necklaces, and when all have been acquired and turned on, so to speak, you can, in a moment, unleash a synergistic wave of energy which will carry you to, well, enhanced prowess. So, pick up the hopper. Do you see the bottom?
Yes, I do.
Shift the bottom as if you were moving a Rubik's Cube. You know those. You've played with those.
Yes, it's a very common toy where I come from.
Yes.
Every peasant plays with them.
All the rage in the 80s.
A Rubik cube to avoid trademark.
Now move it from the east to the west and down south once more. And as you do that, you hear a click.
Wrong way.
And the entire thing begins to glow a kind of a violet color. And as
It looks great to me. What does it look like to you?
yeah, you don't see that, but you all watch him do this. It begins to glow violet, and each of your necklaces also begin to glow violet,
I command each and every one of you. No, I'm just kidding.
except for Ray's.
Oh my.
Ray's is glowing violet around the outside of the necklace, but the inside is kind of pulsing with like a orange, steady orange pulse.
Well, June doesn't have a necklace, does she? She didn't get it.
Right.
Okay, so it's still my necklace.
Yeah.
Oh,
You.
okay. Cool.
Did June get her own necklace?
You all have, I think you have an extra necklace that you had not yet given out.
Retcon.
There were 7 of them.
At one
initially.
point we had 7.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Here.
It's glowing.
You with
You
us?
see mine? Mine's orange. Yours is just purple. Mine has orange to it. What does that mean, Morthos?
Purple on.
Why is hers different?
Well, it appears that she already activated it. That her necklace already was synergized with her chi. Did she have something happen to her recently that was abnormal?
She chased a butterfly. I would say that is a little abnormal.
So this is because I chased a butterfly?
What?
Okay. If you say so.
Well, it was actually, she somehow came out changed and with a stronger weapon. I'm not quite sure I understand. But
Well, those storm giants are prone to these strange and mystical moments, so that's not uncharacteristic. Anyway,
So are you saying that we all must unlock what she unlocked in hers?
yes, once all of your necklaces pulse with the power within, you can unleash them, and you can, well,
We're gonna have to
kick
chant this
even
out.
greater ass.
That I like. How do we unlock each of ours?
Just do what you do best.
Kill? I can do that.
Kill. Be very, very sneaky.
Oh,
Be
very,
wise.
very secret. Wise.
Be prudent. Be insightful. Be dexterous and strong.
Rubius walks into his ear.
I know you can hear. Am I?
What is that? A tiger lily.
What say you?
Please, Moles.
You are who you are. That is who you are.
Tell Nazari that he is on the path. And that all will be revealed in time.
I have something for you. Nazari. You are on the path.
No, this is bullshit. It's not an answer. It's not an answer. Tell me who I am.
We technically are on a path, right? Okay.
I have learned that great things
Very
come
literally.
to those who wait. And if you continue on this path,
Look at how old I am. I've waited 50 years.
all things will be revealed, but only in time.
Okay.
Remind him that for a wood elf, he is quite young.
Yes, and you said you were old, but I believe you are a wood elf, no?
I think.
It's what you sure look like. I believe you have a long
Really?
life ahead of you yet.
It's actually quite comforting.
You didn't know you were a wood elf?
I just thought I had pointy ears, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because you're a wood elf.
Okay, well, not all of us have tails and are so easily recognizable.
Some of us do not know who we are on the inside. Others do not know who we are on the inside and the outside.
Yeah, he's a letter.
Just wondering when this mirror.
It's threatening me.
Well, I didn't. I'm sorry, but if you didn't know who you were, you'd be curious too.
Do you have any final questions?
What are we walking into?
Help.
I don't have a question, but I have information that you might find interesting.
Please do share.
As recently a couple of us were kidnapped. And although my wonderful skills allowed me to get away, some of us were not so fortunate.
Such a humble bragger.
Right.
And Killion had told us a story that they were asking information about something that he had experienced in his past, namely, as he called it, a lion. Apparently a very powerful, he called it something to the effect of the end-all, be-all, the most powerful thing he's ever seen.
Oh, you mean the cat lord?
Yes, but anyway, it seemed like the Zentarum were quite interested in trying to find out information about this creature or being. I can only imagine it must be for a nefarious reason. I do not know if this will help, but I thought it might be worthwhile for you to know.
That is most interesting. I shall consult Nain with it, and we will see where that thread goes. I would not be surprised if he is well aware of at least some aspect of that, but he has not shared that with me, as he often...
You only need to know what you only need to know.
You sound like him.
I
Except
know.
you say
talk
it
a lot
faster.
faster.
Yes, a lot faster. I've heard it before.
All right, any other questions?
I do not believe. Actually, there is one. Do you have any idea how I can make my echo not go low?
Oh, right.
It kind of sucks when we're trying to sneak around.
How much time have you spent with her lately?
Other than battle, none.
I find if you want to...
Where it, you're just like, do I make a sexual pun, or do I just go intelligent with it? What do I do?
Go deep. I'm the winner.
That was beautiful.
If you care to dim the lights with your lady, you must spend time getting to know her.
Sexual pun.
That can go many ways, but I think I understand.
All right, well, I shall check in perhaps another time. till then,
Till then.
farewell.
Hashtag more luck.
Well, I can see you all staring at me.
What'd she say? I mean, we only got one half of the conversation.
It was a little crazy looking.
It was super crazy.
Heard
She
all I
said
needed.
that, Ali, you are just magnificent.
Thank you.
Whoa! Good job, Ollie!
That's pretty awesome.
That's
yeah.
so cool!
I'd like to insight that.
Yeah.
No,
Did
no,
she
no,
say
no.
anything about
he
me?
said it. It must be true. I
That's
trust
right.
him.
We trust him.
I
Oh,
believe
we're
it.
all magnificent. And
Ooh.
That was your first lesson in insight. Because it was
Sorry.
complete bullshit.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ollie.
yeah, that, no, but he's trying to teach me something. Don't try to strangle him.
You should.
But then anyway, she had uncovered, the hoppers that I had given each and every one of you.
Yeah,
You see, the rays, hers is different at the moment.
yeah.
Has orange inside of it.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
It's the butterfly.
It must be because there's a little tiny bit of orange on the butterfly that's inside of me.
How did we
It's
do
Butterfly's
that?
not real.
Well, it appears that there is a way that we can unlock some of the...
As you're saying this, Rubius's begins to glow orange.
You did it.
You did it too, Rubius.
You've done nothing.
We just have to be an idiot.
I know.
Oh,
It's as simple as that.
I played my part excellently.
It appears that we can somehow become greater than ourselves. It's almost as like we can...
Like a protein shake?
like we can mighty morph into something.
Yes, that is kind of what I kind of
I'm
got.
in.
However, it appears that it requires each of us to activate the hopper.
I sense. It
And-
seems like swirling cheese coming from both
That
of their
is-
necklaces.
That is what she had said. It
Did you see swirling
I
cheese?
s-
chi, I believe.
wish.
Oh, I thought she said cheese too, which kind of makes me a little bit hungry for breakfast. Maybe we should stop by Jack's
you
Tavern.
know, it kind of does look like nacho cheese.
I was like, wow, it sounds great.
This one's going off the rails tonight.
Eunice,
Block of sharp cheddar.
I think that's
Had a sip of whiskey.
I think she meant the way it smelled.
it does smell a little
swirling
lactosey.
cheese. But I will also
little
take a
worse.
nice scented brie.
There are no nice.
Oh, Lord help me.
We're gonna save the world, Margaret. You watch.
June actually laughs at that. That's the first joke that she's ever laughed at in this party, and she actually laughs at it. And then looks confused what she just did.
It's called laughter. That's where your good thoughts from the inside come outside, uncontrollably.
That sounds like a disease.
Some say laughter is contagious.
What's the cure?
More laughing.
Yeah.
More cowbell.
So we gotta turn them on, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, she said that you can do it by
Smacks it on
being
the
acrobatic
rock.
or being courageous in battle. Or I kind of got the feeling if you be the best or the truest part of yourself, that you might be able to unlock what is inside.
Whoa. So we just have to be on our best behavior at all times, because this crazy little hopper thing is watching us.
Yeah, that's,
Sure, let's go with that.
that's a way to do it. It knows when you're sleeping. It knows when you're awake.
Knows when you're awake.
Whoa!
Knows when you've been good or naughty.
That doesn't rhyme.
That's true.
We'll work
We
on
need
that.
to work on your song playing. Don't ask me.
I did never say that I was gifted with the musical ability. That is for sure.
I'd like to for the next.
Is that real?
Butterfly flew in her mouth.
Ray swallows a fly.
She swallows a caterpillar. You took my advice.
June pats you on the back.
Hello in 9 months.
Anyway,
you will see
I
your
think we should
butterfly.
try to pay attention as to how we can activate these, and I think it will help us going forward.
For the next 22 minutes, I will attempt to perform 2 identify rituals, comparing one that has been activated and one that is not, and see if there's any difference.
We're still walking to this shrine, right?
No, we've been sitting still.
I want to
We're
be
still in the
sure.
cave.
So, you cast Identify, and as I don't think you've actually spent time with the hopper itself, have you?
I've never
What
given
he
him
has?
that.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
No, he's greedy.
Yeah, you've never spent any time with it. You have. You're now spending time with this necklace, really for the first time, having been activated. And there are several different auras which come from it. Some of which are arcane, but some of which are divine.
I relay this info to Oliver as he writes it down.
Magic that is outside of the typical purview that you've studied. There is a conjuration kind of aura which pervades it, which you would imagine is what gives it its kind of teleportation abilities to kind of bend
that makes sense.
space and time and allow one to kind of travel between realms. And there is also a strong enchantment aura that comes with it, which are on the two that have been activated, but are not on the ones that have not been activated. So it seems that the natural energy that wells up within in a sort of this heroic moment that Vajra kind of described would activate some sort of almost coalesce into this kind of aura of enchantment, which could be activated to enhance one's abilities in a heroic fashion.
I knew this would all make logical sense. Nothing mystical about this.
I have no idea what you just said.
What do you said there was a divine aspect that feels pretty mystical.
All I see here, okay, is magic. So, yes, there's some magic I cannot identify, but conjuration and teleportation, of course. Yes, you say that these
Yes, it
can do
take
such a
us
thing.
from far distances.
Again, I have not experienced this. This is only a hypothesis. But also your two necklaces in particular have had basically, it seems like an activated rune, an activated enchantment has occurred because of something from what Morthos said. So it's just magic, nothing crazy about this. Thanks for letting me study one of your
So,
necklaces.
how do I activate it? Do I use the power of thought? Like all he uses on his boat? And she's gonna hold the necklace up and go, activate, 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 activate. Thinking really hard. You just see her staring at it.
I think
you're gonna
yours
burst
is
a blood vessel.
yours is already activated.
You then recall that Morthos described. Did you describe?
I
Oh, did
thought
he?
it
Oh,
That
it must
all 7 of them have to be similar,
like let out a fireball or something.
similarly activated in order to actually then unleash the energy in a given moment.
You should use the power of thought on your necklace, Ollie.
You got it. Did it change color? Is it the color of cheese?
Not yet. No, it's just a stupid.
We're looking for
blue.
swirling
Okay,
cheese.
You continue on several hours trying to activate your respective hoppers. Rubius,
I don't try at all.
Killian makes no effort.
I would like to investigate and see if I can sense the chi, not cheese, but chi flowing from it,
Sure.
coming from it.
Screw you.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Now Matt has to make something up real fast.
Nope. There is no cheese.
Nacho or otherwise.
As you are taking the time as you're traveling to kind of let this necklace attune to you, you who are particularly aware of the natural energy that flows through your body and into the world around you. It's how you activate your hands of healing and hands of harm. You, in one sense, are transferring your energy to another creature to heal it, and in another, withdrawing the energy from a creature in order to afflict it. You feel, as you attune to this, a strangely symbiotic sense where it is intertwining itself with your own energy as it's aligned over your heart, a core point of focus, one of the chakras within your being. And you have a sense of calm about it, but you also sense something that is innately unstable within the necklace itself, as if there's something that could at any moment shift and and take you somewhere. That it's powerful but not stable. And as you think on this and meditate upon it, you imagine that this is exactly the sort of game mechanic that a DM would use to teleport someone when they're not there.
And then she thinks, what is a DM? What truth is this of the universe?
Yes.
The DM is the bitch.
Is June the only PC character ever to break the fourth wall in D&D?
The plane.
So that is what you discern through your natural 20. As you travel several hours, it gets on...
Ray is now on the 20th verse of her song. She has a lot of ancestors to keep singing through.
You get on towards dusk. It is now turning to night. As you begin to approach, and the forest, by the way, has kind of cleared a bit. It's not really a forest so much as kind of plains land.
Okay.
With some copse of trees here and there, but it's not heavily wooded. But the pathway does open up, and you see a large, in the distance, hill as the sun is setting and the moon is rising. And upon that hill, you see the silhouette of what looks to be a 2 or 3 story edifice with a large singular tower and looming buttresses which kind of frame its form. You see a smaller building nearby, about a story tall, which looks to have, again, in silhouetted darkness, a angel or gargoyle or some winged creature that is perched on its top, kind of looking out over the road. And you approach, and there are signs on the road that all say in various languages, proceed no further to the Sanguine Cathedral, for death awaits. And as you take this all in, you see that there is a fence around the majority of the space, and then there's an inner fence where it appears to have a graveyard, which is in the foreground of the cathedral. Behind the cathedral are very tall hedges and bramble and bushes. It looks like there would really be no way through other than the approach from the front.
Hello, Death. Ready to go meet him?
What? Hi, from Wedding Crashers.
Well, let's go.
I think.
What are we waiting for?
I think we should be very cautious as we get closer.
Do you see those signs?
Are there dug up
I-
graves?
I did read it.
You'd have to get closer to
How
see.
far away are we right now?
You
300
see
feet.
this.
I didn't hear what I didn't.
It's about the length of a football field, about 300 feet away.
We know that's 10 rounds.
3 football fields was 10. Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, about 300 feet away. It's elevated up on a hill.
Okay.
So it was intentionally built in a position that would kind of overlook and be a imposing raising in this area.
This is an imposing raising in this area.
Wow.
Are there any lights on in like windows?
What time is it?
Roll perception.
Dusk.
It is about 7 p.m.
That's a good observation.
18.
You see no lights. In fact, the windows of the cathedral are what look to be either... It's hard to tell. While most glass is translucent or some degree of transparency or opaqueness, this is like... It looks like just solid, like you can't see through it all.
I don't see any lights on in that building.
Maybe she.
Are you all continuing closer, or have you stopped to observe?
I want to look at the path and see if there's any fresh.
Roll perception.
Bet you guys wish you had a raven person here now.
Nice.
Crit. 29 total.
Nice.
There are, in fact, a fresh set of footprints. 2 sets of footprints. 3 sets of footprints. Different shoe sizes, but they do appear to go towards the cathedral.
Any coming out?
No.
Where are they coming from?
From the path, from the road.
There's 3 sets going in.
The road is relatively well traveled. In fact, as you were going, you did have another caravan that passed you that was guarded by some of the watchers, and there were 2 what looked to be paladins with heavy armor on that had what looked to be imagery of a star kind of engraved on the armor that were also with the caravan.
Yeah.
So where are we? We're standing outside the gate still.
You've not
Or the
approached
fence?
the gate yet.
About 100
Okay.
yards away.
Oh, okay.
More of those. You want to sneak up?
Though don't put your echo
how
out.
recent do the tracks look?
I mean, it certainly looks like it was within a day or 2.
Okay. And are they humanoid or are they?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I relay that information. Guys, I think there is there's 3 tracks here. They look relatively fresh within the last day or so. So, this may be a good spot for our Captain Tooth. But we should probably proceed with caution, as I don't see any tracks coming back this way.
Does anybody remember how tall Captain Tooth was?
We never met him.
Oh, never mind. I was gonna say based on the footprint, you could calculate how tall he is.
I did take his mannequin that held his jacket from his sheep. I reach into the bag of holding and I pull it out and I set it on there.
You have the mannequin on the bag in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Did.
Remember,
Yeah,
you
he
made me
did.
roll to get it in there.
We did it.
Yeah.
I pull it out. I set it down. He's roughly about that size. What do we think?
Killian, do you know how to do the math? To do the footprint to the height?
Wait, Rubius was really good
He
with
did
math
really-
earlier.
Do I know how to do?
Crit. He did roll an
Why
extra 20.
don't we ask the guy
really good
who's
with math
full of
earlier.
intelligence?
I'm quite good at math. He looks about 7 feet tall. Trust me.
JB.
At least 8 feet
Is this a
tall.
test for his insight?
Ray, as an 8 foot tall, she goes, I don't think that's right.
It's right.
Yes, Oliver, how may I assist you?
Do you think, based off of the size of this mannequin, we could get an idea of how tall he is?
It's the most work I'm
First of all, before we make a hypothesis,
Yeah.
well, let's figure out why we're making that hypothesis. Who the hell cares how tall he is?
What if he's
Because
a
then we
giant?
know he's here or not.
Who cares?
Doesn't matter.
What if we have to fight him?
Doesn't matter.
Does it matter if he's a foot tall
arrow
or
to the
10
knee.
feet tall?
No.
brings you down.
So what I'm thinking is if we know.
Morthos, I
Okay, I
changed
think-
my mind. I think we should have gone back to town.
Yes,
We're
this
not
is-
ready for this.
This is definitely.
Oh,
you're
definitely
right.
not, because we don't know how tall he is. We can't determine where he is.
Right, so if we knew how
Obviously.
tall he was, we would know if any of these footprints could be his.
I'm sorry, I told you guys.
Ray, while I love that you're giving it some thought, I also believe that there are probably hundreds of thousands of people that are going to be roughly the same size as this.
So you're telling me
I'm
this
just trying
mannequin
to
doesn't
use
matter?
wisdom,
It does
like,
not. It does
Deborah
not.
Throws
told
it into
me.
the brambles.
The wizard
upset.
forges ahead.
Yeah, June walks next to
The
him.
wizard
That's
forges
smart.
ahead.
Yeah, the wizard should definitely
Keep coming,
forge
though, Ray.
ahead.
Keep coming. I mean, it was a good effort. Good
I'm
Rubius.
just trying to put what Deborah
Please roll a
learned.
stealth check for me.
effort. Say a spell check.
Stealth check.
Spell check.
Oh no. It's a 16.
Hey.
Okay. How
Wait,
far
are you
up are
rolling
you
with
going?
advantage?
Oh no, I'm not. But I have my boots, so I can.
Yeah.
I learned my lesson last week. Okay, yeah, 16.
How far up are you approaching?
I'm only going like 15, 20 feet in front of them.
Okay. So you're stealthily
And I
following.
look back. Guys, let's be off.
Check for traps.
It's getting lonely.
There goes this stuff.
And you just rolled a 1.
There goes your stuff.
All right.
I stage
Listen.
whisper.
Listen.
21 for stealth.
We should be quiet and we should attempt
You're-
to get close.
Approaching with Rubius.
Are we all
I'm
trying to
very
stealth?
quiet.
I guess
I just
I'm stealthing.
figured
I
we
see
were all
everybody
gonna
trying to
go up
sneak, and I
eventually.
also
Yeah, I'm following after Rubius stealthing as well.
How roll your stealth?
Nice.
all I do is I hold my southern tie so
Ooh.
it's not rattling on my neck or brushing.
That would be
Where's,
a
where are you at,
26.
Morthos?
Morthos is actually going to kind of wander off the path,
Okay.
and he's
the
actually
beat
going to
road.
keep an eye out for anything that just looks off as he tries to sneak up.
All right. So as we go to the map, you are approaching from the eastern side, and are you moving all the way up to the gate, Morthos? There is a subpath that comes around and kind of makes its way along the fence, and then comes back on the bottom of the kind of the southern side up to the cathedral. So it is outside the fence. The fence is about 10 feet tall with heavy spikes atop it that are rusted. You do see a small little outbuilding, which is mostly the walls are crumbling, and there does look like there is a sarcophagus or two inside. And as well as what would be a small little shack for a crypt keeper or someone of that nature, with a bed which seems to be decrepit and a broken in door. As you approach, you do see in greater detail you, Morthos in particular, the shadows here, but you don't see any of the colors. The rest of you, as the sun is setting, Killion and Ray, you are effectively in darkness. So, and you as well, JB. So you guys are without sight, as Rubius, June, and Oliver have dark vision.
Rubius, remembering the traps that we encountered in the mansion, is scanning for traps as he walks.
Okay. So the order was
The moon's blocked by clouds.
the moon is not a full moon, but it is a rising moon, and it does not do enough to alleviate the darkness of the night.
Out of curiosity, does her glowing amulet do anything at all for light, or is it just a faint glow? That's
It's
like
just a very
pulsating?
faint glow.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's Rubius, then June, then Ray, then Oliver, then JB, then Killian. And Morthos, you are outside of the fence, kind of making your way up this way. All right. Rubius, you approach, scanning for traps. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me, please.
Perception. My strong suit. That's a 2.
As your mustache falls off while you're looking.
Oh, good lord. Good lord. I'm so happy it's dark time. You would have seen it.
You approach the fence, and the gate is swung open. The footprints that you're tracking go in through the gate and seem to pass a old, broken, and dried up fountain that then continues on towards the cathedral itself. There is another doorway into the cathedral, although the tracks don't go that way.
Everybody, should we light a torch? Is it too risky?
I don't think, Mr. JB, can't you do that, stage whisper? Can't you do that, that thing where other people can see light, but externally they can't see you light?
Might be wise.
I know you can. You did it in the caves before.
Yes, I can. If you would rather me do that, then
I don't know.
all right.
Do you like not being able to see?
I'm perfectly fine with it.
Okay. Then head on ahead.
JB has his shoulder on your shoulder, or his hand on your shoulder. So he's just kind of following behind you.
Mm-hmm.
June has a
Gonna lead
torch,
him.
so I'd like to give my torch to...
Did you light the torch?
I did not light the torch.
Ray's
Okay.
just holding a dark torch.
But I'm not done yet. I'm also giving you a tinderbox.
All right, wait.
Do not light that.
Do not
Put that
bring
away.
fire.
But don't
for me,
light it.
please. I'm going to get that spell going.
Oh, there
who
we go.
here can see in the dark?
I can see perfectly fine.
Yes, Rubius, you'll be left out of this spell.
Morthus, what was your stealth?
25.
Nice.
So I will cast on a bauble I have. It'll light up 20 foot of invisible light.
That's cool.
To everyone but the 6 of us, who now can see 40 foot out.
Sweet. Thank you.
Secretly.
Hey, Mr. JB,
No problem.
I want to go check one of these side rooms before we head in. Maybe we can gather some more information on the area around us. Is that the insightful thing to do?
I'll tell you this. I have not much insight, only evidence and knowledge. Collecting knowledge is a good thing. Go ahead.
Okay.
Ask Morthos.
I don't know where he is.
He's back there.
Oh, I
Oh.
did not see him go.
He's standing by
Is
the
he okay?
brambles.
Is he alright?
Let me message him. You okay?
I am fine. Why?
I'm just wondering you're not with us.
I said we should scout ahead. That is what I am doing.
But we're inside and you're not.
Why the hell would you walk in first? Did anyone even look before you walked in?
Yeah, Rubius did.
You sent the idiot in first.
Well, only 3 of us can see and you're in the back.
No, I'm
Rubius
way
is
ahead of
fine.
you.
You said you were going off
No,
to the
I'm all the way
side.
down in the bottom.
He went off to the side and then started going around.
I thought the brambles were not allowing for that.
The brambles are all back here.
Gotcha. That
Yeah.
makes more sense then. I was expecting it all the way around. 100%. Yeah,
Sorry.
now we're in. What do we do?
Have you made any noise?
Actually, not yet. Let me ask.
Surprisingly.
Have we made any noise?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Let me finish walking around. I will make my way back.
Should we back out?
I would back out.
All right, we're going to back out. Guys, he said we should back out.
Ray immediately starts walking backwards.
I need all you roll a stealth check again.
Oh, I hope
Oh
you
my
guys fail. This would be hilarious.
Because you told us to. Oh no.
17.
16.
10.
9.
Crit.
Natural 20.
It's a 24.
We were stealthy, Morthos.
I like it.
Wow, consistency is key. 10.
I think we failed though.
Oh wait, no.
Oh,
It's 19.
okay. You stop as Oliver says that Morthos says to back out. Ray hears that and begins backing up, as does the rest of you.
I'll be honest, I didn't think we were in yet. I thought we were on the outside of the gates.
Okay. Well, I mean, I put your minis there, so
Well, that
give you a visual of where you were.
that's why I thought then we were on the inside. But
Okay.
there's a lot
Well,
I didn't.
Ruby has
understand.
said that he checked the gate and went in, so
He did say that.
I mean, we described that whole sequence.
He's saying you're dumb.
I wasn't going.
Okay. So you're
Back it up.
It's
Back it
so
up.
you're all out. You are now
Did we make it out okay without the ghost being rattled?
Throwing it back.
because of the advantage roll by Rubius.
Which I remember by myself.
You then passed after
So smart.
that was the because you critted. Otherwise, you definitely would have failed. But you make it out.
All right.
And so Morthos, what are you doing?
I would like to continue around in stealth to the back.
Okay, go ahead and roll another stealth check, please.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20.
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. You approach the door.
I just want to actually look and make sure that I don't see anyone. Look for any type of wards, traps, anything that would raise an alarm.
Roll a perception check.
Oh god.
Dude, you
He
gotta
is
stop
blind.
using those
10.
dice.
He is blind.
I am blind.
Yeah, we did. Why don't you do
You
this?
see that the door has a latch over it, though that would be easy enough to lift off. You see no traps. To your right is a gate which is open, and there are footprints in the gravel which lead up to this door.
The door that I'm at. Alright, but there's nothing that I see moving, walking around. Alright. I will attempt to stealth all the way back to where I believe the rest of the party is.
Go ahead and roll a
The
stealth
best
check.
We're on the
Blind
outside
man
of the
on
gate.
planet.
What the?
100.
An 8.
Okay.
Oh, he did.
I think
Otherwise known as a 1.
it's funny that he's gonna be the one to trip it and not us.
Oh.
I know.
He stumbles into things. He's blind.
He falls into an open crypt.
We
I also have, like,
followed
a
his
stealth
instructions
As
perfectly.
you turn
Plus 7.
and you misjudge where the opened gate is,
Ah, shoot.
and you kind of
Guys aren't gonna
step
live
and
this one
smash into the
Never.
gate.
If you
Ever.
live.
It
Oh.
flings
learning
backward and smashes into
Oh, no.
the fence with a loud clink.
Do we hear it?
Everyone hears
Definitely.
And-
June
we do
face
it live.
palm.
it. At that, there is immediately a flash of light as you see
He's
from
Fighting next
out
week.
from the what looks to be the crypt keeper's
Really?
um
Good thing you didn't.
the crypt keeper's abode, or what was it? A figure comes flying forth
I knew
with
it.
a lantern that is glowing blue. It is a woman in a kind of a tattered dress, and she has a shovel over her shoulder with a lantern, and she says, "Who disturbs my crypt?" And as she looks and sees you, Morthos, her eyes kind of flare red, and she says,
Get the knife.
"Gretchen!" And as she calls for
No, it's Melinda.
Gretchen out of the other
Oh gosh.
out of the mausoleum comes another figure. This one is not as translucent. This is a hooded figure with long white wispy hair that comes out and immediately points kind of bony, decrepit fingers and pulls the hood back, Morthos, as you see a hideous face as she looks at you and snarls and that's where we'll pick up next week's episode.
Oh boy.
Woo! It's a good thing we backed up.
Yeah, they have no idea you're there.
Why do we send the blind man scout? It's crazy.
After all that happened. Oh, that's gonna be a problem.
It's like sending Beethoven to see if he hears something ahead of us.
So before we close tonight, we are going to give away those three little minis, the 2 halflings, and I can't remember what the other one is. I think it's like a rogue or something. I can't remember. It's in there. They're rotating around. So type in !undead. !UNDEAD if you would like the opportunity to win those 2 minis. And I don't know who won the dice. Did we?
Miss Mike.
Miss and Mike.
Okay, Miss and Mike, well done. !undead, UNDEAD, and you will have the opportunity to win 3 minis this evening. As I just won a lot on eBay.
Oh yeah.
That had like basically the same. There was 11 different minis with like 6 of each of them.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So if you really like those minis that are up there right now, you'll have the opportunity to win them again. So !undead for your chance to win those minis as we shut it down for the night, but pick it up next week with a fun little encounter at the Sanguine Cathedral. So if you're entering the contest, stick around. We will choose the winner in the chat after we shut things down. So thank you for sticking around with us tonight and enjoying some fun role-playing, which didn't necessarily go always as smoothly as I expected, but such is life. And it's always a good time with you guys. So thank you for joining us.
We're gonna get reprimanded once we go off air.
No, not at all. I loved it. It was hilarious tonight.
Cast tryouts will be during Wednesday,
Yeah.
Wednesday and Thursday. DM's house.
It's always a fun time with you guys. Blank stare.
Right. So we look forward to seeing you on YouTube or, of course, next week on Twitch at 7:30 Eastern when we start the show as we continue to loot, die, and repeat. Have a good night, everyone. Cheers.